Everyone, welcome to Sea of Swords Forsaken. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Chris, and I will be your dungeon master for today, tonight, this morning, wherever you are in the world. Hello, thank you for joining us on the next chapter in our thrilling... We're playing D&D, folks. We're playing D&D, and there's an adventure happening, I promise. When these fucks stop fucking around, there'll be an adventure. So, yes.
The journey is the adventure.
Oh,
gosh.
Maybe the real adventure was the fucks we made on the way.
Anyway, so they have character sheets in front of them. Oh no! Oh, he's gone. Their character sheets tell them what their characters do and who they are, and you can see them on the left-hand side of your screen on our lovely D&D Beyond overlay. So you can check out all the characters there. All level 11 now. Ooh, very exciting! Good timing. You're about to go and do a dark and dangerous dungeon.
I'm actually level 2, level 3, level 2, and level 4.
So greedy.
Anyway, the way D&D works, if you're unsure of how D&D works, is they roll 20-sided dice. There are numbers on their sheet that they add to those dice rolls to see if they achieve something. 20s are good. 1s and below are bad. So feel free to boo and or cheer, depending on what's going on around them. And they play all their characters, they say what they want to do, and I play the rest of the world, like a sort of bizarre combination of referee, storyteller, and... curator, something like that. But yes, that's what dungeon mastering is and what I'll be doing to keep our story flowing. So, before we kick off, this stream lasts for about 3 hours or so, and there'll be roughly 5-10 minute breaks somewhere near the middle. Before we dive in too deeply, why don't we meet all of our players? So, I invite you all, please give your name, your pronouns, your character's name, their pronouns, and maybe a little bit about what you've been doing, what you're up to, how you're feeling right now, that sort of thing. Sharmini, kick us off.
Hey, yeah. Okay, so my name's Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Cal Arnold, who uses she, her pronouns. Cal Arnold is like she's trying to be a rogue human, but she's sort of secretly an Asmar cleric as well, but just don't tell anyone about that. It's not important. It's not going to be relevant. And then some people tried to claim that she was someone's champion, and she's just like... Am I though? Let's not. But then her god was like, no, you really are though. So that's where we are.
Grew wings and fought off about 7 creatures on your own, and it was all very champion-y.
People dramatically, while shimmering with gold dust like a cool badass, but it doesn't make me.
Thank you, Sharmini. Em?
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm gender fluid, so I'll define my pronouns when someone needs to use them. I'm playing Prosperous, who is a half-orc paladin of Chontair. Prosperous uses the pronouns P or Prosperous. Prosperous had a whale of a time last week when Prosperous was dropped like a sort of paladin cannon into the middle of a fight with 3 sort of lava water creatures.
You're welcome.
Then subsequently with milk tore them to shreds and didn't die. So yes, that was last week, which was great, and then also seems to have managed to, through perhaps dubious means, persuaded everyone that going on an underground adventure would be the best course of action here.
D&D. Lovely. Thank you very much. G.
Hi, I'm G. I go by he, him, and I am playing Nate, who also goes by he, him. Nate is currently kind of feeling a bit beaten up after taking on or getting the snot pounded out of him by a giant hand.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Sorry, just remembered.
But yeah, looking forward to it's a bit of an adventure to go underground and find a thing, see what's there.
Grand. Lovely.
He likes going and checking out weird stuff.
Don't we all? Red.
So
Hi, I'm Red. I'll be playing Milk. He uses he, him pronouns and couldn't agree more with Prosperous. We had a lovely adventure last time. I was mostly impressed by how effing badass the two of them are. I was like, just destroy everything. It's just great. Being such a high level is super fun.
It is.
So yeah, I'm totally up for more smashing. Oh, and then of course I discovered that Captain Cal Arnold has secret fabulousness that they've been repressing this whole time, and I got very excited. So it's just joy all around.
I mean, that is a wonderful way of putting Captain Calama's thing. Secret fabulous, they were oppressing.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Absolutely. Niall.
Hi, I'm Niall, your local Mad Mage and occasional D&D player. I am he, him. I play Anton, who's also he, him. Anton's feeling a little bit... He's kind of like... He's definitely in the midst of everything, and that's quite exciting. But he's a bit nervous about this whole other wizard thing, and he's a little bit nervous about the fact that he did set off a bit of a doodally. I don't know what you'd call it, a kerfuffle. It was a little bit of a doodally kerfuffle. And he's not sure whether or not it's gonna, he's gonna get blamed for that.
But yes, we had some major lore drops last episode about a strange wizard who left the strange island you have found yourselves on and promised to be back, and was also, like Anton, a diviner wizard. And
Oh yeah, Niall's really wishing he took Legend Law instead of Scrying.
No.
Well, there you have it. Lovely. Thank you, everyone, for sharing, and we'll get more into the story in a sec. First, some AOB. As you can see arrayed around us, we have some delightful sponsors and supporters, so we'll run you through a bit about all of them. We are sponsored by Hero Forge, who offer fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. They have an easy-to-use design tool online that lets you build a perfect miniature with a 3D character model, and they've just updated to 2.0, so there's all sorts of new things on there as well. Here's an example. You probably can't see it very well because of the camera focus, but they let you make these lovely minis, which we use as initiative trackers. You'll see us using throughout the stream today. But yes, check them out at heroforge.com. Absolutely wonderful people. We're also sponsored by UltraPro. UltraPro are tabletop organizers, which sounds really, really, just on it. They offer a wide variety of dice boxes, dice trays, dice themselves, character sheet wallets, and today we are giving away a character sheet wallet. Woo, this one is a wizard one, and that is a wizard killing someone with fire. And on the back is a lovely cabinet of curiosities.
Clearly what's going to happen to Anton.
Yeah,
Is that you, Anton?
Really love the back of those.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
So
They're really good.
cute.
Anyway,
Yeah,
these
such a nice picture.
character sheet wallets, they're fantastic. Lots of space for paper character sheets, spell cards if you like using that sort of thing. I've also been reliably informed they're good for university work. So if you fancy this sort of thing, just join us in Twitch chat today. Just say hello.
Those of you who are doing part-time university courses.
I've been told by two different people, so I've assumed this is just a
Surprisingly
thing. Yeah.
In D&D, I want to go to that university where we play D&D all day.
I have a master's in D&D.
To be
great.
fair, I took one to work and it started a conversation with someone about D&D, so...
Tell your friends and family about D&D by walking around with a character wallet. There we go. Hopefully, see how this works. Anyway, join us in Twitch chat to win that character wallet today. Just pop in, say hello. You must be a UK address holder because of competition rules, but yes, just pop in and say hello, and you will be eligible to win a character wallet. We're also supported by D&D Beyond, as you can see below, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavvy.com. You can find out more about all of them on our Twitter at RollTogetherRPG. D&D Beyond as well, you can see the overlay on the left hand side of the screen, and for Idle Champions there is a Idle Champions chest code underneath Emma and G, which you can see just there. Pop that into your Idle Champions game for they're changing this, but there will be some kind of chest you can get with extra items from the game, so feel free to pop that in and get some stuff in the game. Lovely. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters and DMs in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we acknowledge it does sometimes happen and have a policy for correction, which you will see in use today. However, if we miss anything, feel free to drop us a line, let us know. Twitch chat's fantastic, or Twitter, or however you'd like to get in touch. We are always open to being corrected and to learning new things. Lovely. Splendid. Well, with that out of the way, let's dive in. Sea of Swords Forsaken, episode 6. And welcome back. So, what happened last time? What's happened to date? Well, these 5 lovely adventurers have been chased down by, on the trail of, a magical storm that first wrecked their ship, the Bluebottle. Well, not wrecked, but certainly damaged quite significantly. The ship and their first travels away from the Sword Coast of Faerun. And now making their way around the Sea of Swords, they were looking for this magical storm as someone's god, mentioning no names, Cal, suggested it might be a good idea for her to go inside. Inside, once making your way through this magical storm, you discovered an ancient Netherese city floating on the surface of the water, although, as you found out, slowly sinking now, something clearly having changed about 2 weeks ago, which is also about when this storm started appearing and causing trouble. I wonder if they're connected.
Writing this down. Sounds like plot.
Anyway, finding their way into this city, the noble adventurers. I mean, none of them are very noble, are they? But the adventurers, there's this group of people.
Hey,
I'm pretty noble.
Anton is.
I'm P.
I was thinking P mainly.
Yeah.
Anton's been a bit merciless in the last year.
Anyway, well, speaking to the people who live in this ancient city, largely cut off from the rest of Faerun for a couple thousand years, you managed to discover a few things, mostly about Cal's god and Cal's job potentially here. Anton also discovered a few things about diviner wizards who threatened to come back and take this place over that may or may not have rubbed him the wrong way. We'll see about that as we go forward. Anyway, the group then all split up, as D&D parties are wont to do when their DM wants to screw with them. And at various points made their way around the city and were subsequently attacked when Anton set off a chain reaction of magical effects around this abandoned city. A city that, up until this point, hadn't had a huge amount of magic cast near it or on it. Well done, everyone. And in doing so, set free a bunch of like elemental creatures and other strange magical constructs that proceeded to beat the living snot out of Nate.
And me.
And you, yeah, it's true.
I've lost 86 hit points.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I don't even have 86.
Right.
What happens when you've got 2 levels in one, 3 levels in another, and all the rest of it. Anyway, you all spoke about heading into underneath the city, where the people of the city had asked you to go, including their leader, Arwen, to try and find out what's gone wrong with their city, why it is sinking, and what can be done to stop this. You all discussed at the end of the last episode taking a long rest before going to adventure beneath the city. Are we fair to assume that you have all long rested and are now preparing yourselves for your descent?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I've pressed it. I've pressed it. It's happened. It's done.
Would you all have long rested back aboard the ship? The Bluebottle is still in the... There's not really a harbour to this space. There is sort of a point where the city is sunk at an angle, so the city, large half of the city is raised out of the water slightly on one side, so the ship can get in quite far inside. Or would you have rested in the city?
I don't really mind as long as it's a full one.
Mm-hmm.
In the city, they seem
Yeah, I
pretty
would have
safe.
rested in that library. I'd have been there just studying.
Would people have rested with Anton in that library?
If Anton's staying there, I'm going to stay near Anton because although he's relatively hardy, he did set loose a load of elementals. So, you know,
That is true.
he can't be trusted not to do it again.
Don't know on about. Never happened.
So you're all long resting in this library. You ended up there at the end of the last episode, so I'm very happy to say that you all took a
I
moment.
mean, I was going to make friends with the villagers gently over the course of the evening, but, library's not really my scene.
In which
Get
case,
some more Kevins.
in which case, let us say that you may have all spent some time on this city, moving around it, trying to get a better sense of what it is, how it functions. Anything in particular anyone would have liked to have done before we dive in? Anything in particular you would have done on the evening as part of your long rest, as in terms of meeting people?
Just general chat. I'm not. Don't need to get hung up there.
Sure, we're going to fill some people in on the plan, but that was more sort of logistics. But both Arwen and Fanric need to be updated.
Well, Fanric, your first mate, and some of the crew of the Bluebottle have come ashore and are sort of walking around marvelling at things and meeting new people. And as you've gathered over the course of this evening where you've all long rested, most people are quite starved for information, quite starved for what's going on in the wider world, because this magical storm that still roars around this space, a constant low-level hum that never really goes away, which may be starting to grate on you a little bit. But they are starved, so most of the crew are being treated like absolute royalty, being asked all sorts of questions about where they've been and what they've done, and being made to feel a lot sort of bigger and more important than they may feel themselves to be in the wider world. So a lot of them are quite chuffed, quite happy. You see the Minotaur quartermaster, Harlek, is making lots of friends and having a lot of fun playing with the local kids. There aren't that many. There's only about 35 people here in total. But there are a few, and Harlek, being a nice big gentle Minotaur, she giving people piggyback rides and that sort of thing, and there's a lot of fun and games to be had. There's not a lot of stuff here, as in not a lot of like alcohol if you were looking for it, or food. There is some, but not a huge amount. You are able to eat something, but it's not like this place is resplendent with stuff. It all appears to be quite frugal, so if you're able to make food and water or share things with people, there's a lot of appreciation of that. Generally speaking, if you have a chat with a couple of people, they're just excited to see you. They reinforce what's already been told to you, that people don't go into the tunnels under the city, that it's dangerous, and people that go in don't tend to come back. As well as that, the city itself, while dormant, there are still magical effects that people talk about, and there's a lot of boogeyman stories about the tunnels, like don't go down there, there's evil things down there, and ancient Netherese ghosts get thrown around quite a lot by people if you talk to them about it, but they all recognize that someone needs to do it, and they're really glad that the five of you are here to do it, and especially a champion of Mistra, or Mistril as they call her. Yeah. Over the course of an evening.
Did you bring the rum?
We've got a certain amount of rum. Do you want me to share it out with everyone?
No, I want the rum.
You want all of the rum? You don't want me to share it out?
Just give me some rum right now.
Well, in which case, I'll give you some, and then if you're all right with it, Captain, I'd like to share it with some of the locals here, as they appear to be quite starved for... okay. The crew will crack open a couple of kegs of rum, and people get very pissed because they've not really drunk anything in a very long time. Yeah.
Can I... head out to the fish farm, and can I cast a ceremony?
Yep.
And if possible, I know you can't technically upcast ceremony, but I had a third level slot available, so I'm going to upcast it because we're having a long rest anyway. I've already pressed the button. And I want to ask Trontea to bless the fish farm.
Right. Throwing some sunflower seeds into
I'm going to stand in the middle of the fish farm. Well, all right, wherever it's feasible for me to stand without sinking.
Okay.
And then I'll probably wave my sword over the water a few times.
Couple of the locals are watching you with a kind of bemused expression on their faces, not quite sure what the fuck you think you're doing. The fish farm is largely on quite low-lying land, so there are places you can stand. It does go out a bit further, and there are nets that fish can't get through, so there is lots of swimming space. So you could stand sort of in the front bit of it and wave your sword around like a lunatic.
It's going to take an hour, so I'm going to be here for an hour going like, Trontea, bless these fishies, and... bring lots of bounty, and do you really need me to say any more things? Like, I've got to do this for an hour. I'm just going to go through my sword drills, okay?
Trontea doesn't respond, but as you are casting this and as you know what your magic does, you do note that around you, you can see some of the sort of sprouting plants. There's quite a lot of carefully laid plants for the fish to eat specifically, and like a natural cycle of eat decay going on. A lot of them, you can see it happening, start to sprout and grow and expand out. And the people watching there's sort of a faint Ooh. Around you, the flora and the fauna just sort of grows up, and the fish all sort of swim out and start eating it, and there's this sort of beautiful, bucolic, natural vibe to this whole moment.
Great. Then I'm gonna, very ungracefully climb out of the fish farm and
Roll me an
start.
acrobatics check.
Can it be
No.
athletics?
Slippery underfoot. You said gracefully. You said not very gracefully. I'm just responding to that.
Well, I've rolled a 19.
So what is that?
A 19.
19 flat. Yeah, you managed to very deftly make your way out of the fish farm without falling over and landing flat on your ass.
And then start just like shaking myself off.
Like a dog.
Like a dog.
Okay.
Feeling quite satisfied with myself.
Sure.
And then I will go to sleep.
As we're hanging out with the locals, then I might just take the opportunity while I'm recounting tales of the wider world with which they are unfamiliar, just making sure to position myself within those narratives as largely the agent of most things that are good or worth having. And just slightly, because opportunity might not come up again as we are about to rest, I might just mass suggestion 12 of the people whose attention I have, just with the suggestion that they should continue to spread the good word and bring others into the light of milk.
So you want to mass suggest 1/3 of the people on this island?
Yes, the most gullible looking.
So you're starting a cult?
I'm trying to start a cult. A good cult. Going to do good in the world. But
Can you roll me a performance check? The spell still
Absolutely.
happens, but I want to get a sense of what kind of vibe the suggestion has.
I probably do a little bit of, extra magical effects with my prestidigitate and mask of
Glowing and
many
that sort of thing,
faces. Yeah. Am I passing myself off as anyone else?
Are you trying to pass yourself off as a heightened form of milk that is not
The
milk, that is
saviour.
milk the saviour, milk the saint, milk the whatever?
Yes, definitely. And
Does this character have a name?
Well, he's going to call it milk, I think, to sustain the illusion that it is him, but it's as much him as any con artist trying to con people.
Sure, but does milk have like a moniker or an acronym or some kind of like
like a title?
Title.
Yeah, we'll call him Milk the Skimmed because he was once shaven, and it was when he was shaven and made to live underground that he discovered his true nature, and the skimming was what brought him to himself.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
It's going to end up like that bit in the Umbrella Academy where Klaus is just running away from the cult that he accidentally started.
Oh my god.
It's not going to go like that. This is going to work.
Are you saying that milk is a lot like Klaus?
That's a 28 on my performance.
Peeps, to say that Milk is making a spectacle of himself would be an understatement. Milk has almost got a sort of preaching on Mount Sinai kind of vibe about him, standing with a bunch of people around him just gazing up adoringly at this wonderful storyteller, recounting tales from his adventures in the wider world, and the murmur of Milk the Skimmed does seem to start to travel around the well, it is a town, small town, encampment. Cal, are you nearby this?
Yeah.
Arwen's going to sort of come and stand next to you. Is this normal for your friend?
I don't know. He's not my friend. I just met him like a few days ago.
Okay.
He's not the least trustworthy person I've had on my ship recently, if that helps.
It's not very reassuring, but it is
I
still
thought it was quite a
reassuring.
compliment, to be honest.
Hey, where'd you keep all your drinking water?
We have rain catchers. The storm often passes over.
You can point me in that direction, please.
Of course. She'll
Thanks.
take you to water.
Okay. Is she just staying there? Okay, I just create some water quickly with magic. Anyway. Again.
That was great sleight of hand.
Thanks.
Wow.
Oh.
Their water stocks are completely refilled. That's very generous of you. Nate, are you with this lot? Are you watching Milk's show? Are you watching Prosperous's show? What are you...
Yeah, I think I'm watching the show. Watching the show and actually like cooking some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, trying to show some of the folk that live there like how they can make the what they do have a bit tastier and how to cook it in better ways and stuff.
Are you
Are you actually cooking it yourself, or are you just getting your unseen servant and mage hand to do all the work?
I mean, like a bit of both, probably.
Can you
maybe more of the latter.
Roll me a skill check with your cookery set? So you're proficient with cooking. What skill? Is it constitution? Like to sort of heartier food?
I have no idea.
Yeah, let's do a con check with proficiency. Yeah, so roll me a d20, add your con and proficiency, because that's you're proficient in your cookery tools.
Okay. So that's bad at maths.
That's a bad maths. Okay.
17.
Yeah, you are showing them how to work with the, frankly, meager rations that they have. And it's things like different ways of cooking things and different methods. They are able to cook, but having someone who is specifically a cook and a specialist cook, gives, especially with seafood, gives them quite a lot of insight into some nice ways to do things. And people are very pleased to have met all of you. They're having a lovely, lovely time. Anton, it sounds like you're in the library by yourself. What are you...
Oh no!
Cool with Anton. Anton's very happy with that. That means he can get on with his studying.
What are you studying?
I think the main thing to start on would be the tablets, because they'd be the easiest to digest the quickest.
Mm-hmm. Roll me like
and then he... Okay. Bloop. That is a 5 plus 4 plus 20, but a dirty one.
Dirty 20. Going through these arcane tablets, they are extremely old, and a few of them are broken because of the fight, but you are able to piece together that a lot of the history of Eioleant, the name of the Netherese city you are on, a lot of the history is recounted there, and you're aware of Netherese cities, you're aware of how they functioned, and this city, like a bunch of the other ones, floated around, was involved in a bunch of different things. This city seems to have specialized primarily in elemental magic. A lot of elemental magic's mentioned as ways of binding elementals to do specific tasks and that sort of thing. You also get a vague sense of how the city functions. So the buildings above were mostly residential, and like most Netherese cities, there were tunnels leading below. And the leading below often led to what is referred to as engineering sections, a lot of places where a lot of magic work was done. It says heavily guarded in quite a few places as well. And yes, a lot about binding elementals to these spaces to do specific tasks.
Excellent.
You do note going through it, because you heard the name, well, a couple hours ago in game, last time in real time. The name Lorraine comes up a few times, and Lorraine appears to have been an apprentice to many of the wizards in charge. There's a whole bunch of different names of wizards in charge that come through, but Lorraine, because it's the name that you heard, was an apprentice wizard. Worked for a number of different people and seemed to have been involved in quite a lot of, like, oh, and then I did this along with these 4 people and Lorraine's one of the 4 people. Like, that seems to come up quite a lot over the course of roughly about 40 years until the collapse of the city. And there's a very clear point where that happens, because it's not written down about that much, but there is a point where the tablets just stop, and it's pretty obvious at what point they stopped, because this city, the Netherese stopped the god of magic from existing and all their cities fell out of the sky.
Like a bunch of idiots.
Hubris.
Cool.
Do you rejoin Anton in the library slowly over the course of the evening and long rest there?
Yeah, Prosperous walks in looking soggy. Probably dripping over all the books.
Most of it is stone tablets. There are some scrolls, which are mostly some of the newer information. And Anton, you've got a bit of the paper scrolls you haven't looked at that much yet, but looking at them briefly, it's mostly records of who's still alive, how they have functioned as a society. I mean, a very small society, but still.
Okay.
I will prestidigitate Prosperous, just to dry you out a little bit. You're looking a little.
Anton will prestidigitate the books.
Oh no!
Thank you. It was damp in the sea.
Yes, sea often is.
But the fish are happier now, so.
That's good. What did you do?
I asked Trontair to bless the fish
That's nice.
so they can eat more of them.
That's nice.
So after I finished like giving Fanric details, I think we're going. We're not gonna necessarily come back and do any more planning. So I'm just gonna say before we go, we don't come back. You're the captain, right? Do what you gotta do.
Yes, as per usual.
Yeah.
This has happened before. I love it.
Same old.
That's the first mate's job. Like
All
the
the
vice
time.
president. All you have to do is keep breathing. Yeah.
Brilliant.
You all settle down in the library for a long rest. Make sure you're all fit as a fiddle for the next morning.
I feel like Anton's like moving books as each person comes in. He's just like that dead-eyed stare where you're like, it's all right, I'll move these.
Sorry, Anton.
You find anything interesting in all these books?
With almost like a crazy look in his eyes, like, there's an amazing amount on these tablets. I've not started looking at the books really yet, but the tablets, sure, they're giving up a lot of cool things have been happening here. We are going downstairs.
Right.
I get some of what he's had because it looks quite tasty.
Knowledge is delicious.
Okay, never mind.
These folks, they got some strange ideas, but they might not be completely wrong about everything. And I've got nothing against wizards, obviously. I don't want you going all intense and serious on me or anything, but they was talking about liches and that, and there's some sense to that. Some wizards can get messed up with undead stuff. Don't go right. I know you wouldn't do anything like that, but something to watch out for, yeah?
Anton's just like flicking through books mindlessly.
Anton.
Oh no, I heard.
Anton.
Yeah, the liches don't do that.
I feel so safe. It's like a big hug.
I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder and like turn him and like look at him. Anton.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't even listen to us today.
No undead crap.
Hey, that's what I said.
Okay.
Or we'll take away the books.
I'm just like, don't. Please.
You can all long rest in the library. It's perfectly comfortable. There's not like beds, but you all carry bedrolls because you're adventurers, and that's just in your packs. In the morning, are you all preparing to go? Anton, do you want to... I'm guessing that you do long rest.
Aye.
Cool. Having looked through, there are a couple of entrance points that stick out to you because you've managed to, from your reading and from your journaling, you've managed to get a better sense of some of the spaces around here. There are a lot of access points at various points around this city that could be opened and gone through. Arwen did say that they tend to keep those spaces locked off or blocked off because they're quite scared of what might be underneath. But you can find an entrance point relatively easily based on your study and possibly by asking Arwen, who can point out the ones that are easier to access.
Excellent.
Cal, you're a divine person, right?
Am I really?
Can you do the thing where you make food and water?
I can do water. I'm just checking it again.
You do food too? Or just water?
Just
It's
water.
a third level spell.
I do not have third level spells,
Yeah, okay.
and also just water. Do you need water? I mean,
No, I don't need water, thank you.
all right. I mean, Nate, Nate, did you bring food? If we got food, what do we got? Anything good?
It's alright, don't worry.
Biscuits.
I will prepare myself
like,
to make food
Well-
and water.
Oh,
I did bring some
nice.
stuff, but I gave it to people yesterday, so
Maybe there'll be food down there.
I've got some.
The last
I've got some
food
chocolates.
we found in a nethery city was not acceptable to eat.
True.
Anyway,
Out of chat, quick question. If there are kinds of elemental damage, they would be fire, lightning, earth, and air. Is that correct?
no, there are many different kinds of damage that aren't directly linked to the 4 prime
Okay.
elements of elemental things. So fire elementals do fire damage. Earth elementals do bludgeoning damage, so it's just regular damage usually. Water elementals tend to do bludgeoning damage and try and drown people, and sometimes acid damage depending on the elemental. And air elementals tend to just sort of grapple you and choke you to death.
I'm hearing a vote for bludgeoning. Great. That was fabulous. Thank you.
So you, Anton, you can guide them. If you make your way out of the library and a couple of streets down, you can notice, and you noticed before, that there are many areas of the city that look like there are almost like the road continues underground. Like there's a very definite dip, and it goes down. This black obsidian goes down under the ground. It flattens out very quickly. We're not talking like a pit. It's very much like an on-ramp to a motorway tunnel, and you can head down there. And you can see quite a few of them. There are various warning signs. Not all of you read Larosse, but those of you that do, warning signs written saying "Do not pass." In some cases, they are covered, not bricked up, but some bits of obsidian from the towers, some broken pieces have been shoved in to block things off and make sure people can't get down there. You do find a few where there are access points, but yeah, you could very easily make your way down and into the city from here.
Anton would like to ask the captain. I reckon I could take us to a good tunnel to get there quicker, but we might have to, break it open. I think P will be fine for that, but what my consideration is the villagers, whether or not they'll be scared. So maybe like, I don't know. Do you want to go chat to Alwyn and be like, which one would be the safest to go in?
You want to know the safest entrance, or you want to know the safest smashing?
The safest entrance. Well, they sent people down a certain entrance, so if we go down the same one, that's presumably the one that things don't come back out of. Right. We don't want to open one up and then something come out of it, and then,
Right. They didn't mention anything coming out, just people not coming out. But
I mean, presumably one of the ones that's open. Like, if something had come out, they would have closed it.
That's what I'm saying. Rather than open one.
Well, why don't we just go down one of the ones that's open?
Did Alwyn mention which one, she assumed would go down or point us in the right direction or anything?
There are about 10 to 15 that you could go down. There are many, many ways of accessing below the city. But as you move through and look around, there are various ones that have been blocked off and ones that haven't. If you wanted to go down one of the ones that hasn't been blocked off, and Anton, you don't have a full map. You don't know exactly where you're going. You just have a better idea of what sort of thing you're looking for. Yeah. Cool.
That one. Looks nice.
So you
all right then.
Head down. This blackened obsidian, as I say, curves down below street level. And as it curves down, there are various vines and growths hanging over, almost like a tunnel entrance. It is pitch black inside.
I have the dark vision.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna put on some sweet goggles.
You got your goggles at night.
Oh, rad! I will send an invisible Malinois out 300 feet in front of us.
Does Malinois have dark vision?
She does, 120 feet of it.
Brilliant. Do you have dark vision?
I do, yes.
Great. Cal, do you have dark
I
vision?
have 60-foot dark vision.
G, do you have dark vision?
Yep.
Everyone's got dark
60
vision,
feet.
so no need to light a torch.
Hey.
What's the marching order?
Melanoe than me?
Melinoe is 300 feet ahead, so Melinoe is miles ahead. That's
Unless
fine.
anyone wants to scout, in which case feel free. But otherwise, I guess I'll go at the front.
I'll stand behind, but not necessarily directly behind Prosperous, but
That's
definitely
fine.
in that kind of line.
I'll go at the back.
Go at the back.
Go behind Milk.
Nate, I guess you're going behind Prosperous then.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. You all make your way down, Melinoe floating ahead. Are you seeing through Melinoe's eyes, Milk?
Yeah, sure. I'll put my hand on Prosperous's back and zone out my own eyes.
Okay. In which case, Melinoe, can you roll me a stealth check for Melinoe? Because Melinoe is going up ahead.
I mean, we could all roll stealth checks.
Are you all trying to be stealthy?
I
Tons,
think it
yeah.
was. I think it's
Yeah,
sensible.
So let's have stealth checks for
Yeah,
everyone
we're not
and on for Melinoe as well, please.
funky.
Okay, Mel was 16.
Thank you.
Milk was not that. Milk was 9.
I got an 18 because I don't roll at disadvantage anymore.
Yeah, really? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
mental play.
Let's roll
Wow.
plate.
I got 12.
Okay.
I'm rogue on now.
12, 9, 18,
16.
16,
Are you
14.
proficient in
14.
sneaking? Is it one of the things you can't roll? No, that's higher levels, isn't it?
High level rogues.
Yeah.
Cool. You all make your way down. Milk, you're stumbling a little bit because you can't see, but you are guided by Prosperous, and you all note that underfoot, instantly as you move down into this space, it is dusty, very, very dusty. People clearly don't go down here. It's also, there's rubble all over. Like looking above you, you can see that bits of the ceiling have in places caved in, and there's the occasional patch of light where you can see light has come down here. And as you move down, you realize there's almost an undercity on the level directly below where the city is. Almost like the buildings inside have stories beneath, and there's like a story beneath the area beneath it. But it looks like everything's been boarded up and closed up. It's not boards, it's all stone or plant debris. Like at some point, clearly, the people here decided to abandon this space, and when they did, they left a lot of it fallow, very, very much. Nothing much around. There's dust motes in the air where you can see, even with your dark vision, it's all very almost dreamlike and strange. As you move down and through this space, Melanoe moving further ahead, there are roads, and you can see they sort of mirror roads above the surface very much, so you can move through and look for things. Can Melanoe roll me a perception check, please?
Sure. Can I like whisper and recount all this as it's going on
Of course
to
you can. Yeah, that's fine.
people who know more than I do? That would be a 14.
14. As you are moving through the space, Melanoe up ahead, are you all, like Prosperous, are you following Milk's directions to follow where Melanoe is going?
Yes.
Yes, cool. So, Melanoe, is there a particular direction you're asking Melanoe to go, Milk?
I'll be waiting for advice from someone else and just describing the scene.
Okay. Melanoe will float forward. We'll occasionally see some writing scratched into the walls. It looks like it's not like scratched in by someone at some point. It looks carved in. It looks like directions, but it's all in Laros. Because Melanoe can't read Laros, and we can go around the houses on this, I will say that eventually your group will arrive at various points. And Anton, you can read Laros, so you can see what these markings on the wall say. So a few of them point to different types of... The word laboratory comes up a few times. They point to different, like, elemental nexus comes up a few times as well. The one that jumps out to you, and the one that you sort of click with a little bit, is the word mythalar. Do you...
What do they mean, Anton?
Anton.
Do we know where we're going then?
He's got his face on again.
I think we should go that
is
way.
it-
That way looks great. Don't you think?
We should probably go to the mythical. He says, it's very.
Sorry,
What was that?
What was that?
We should probably go to the mythical.
What were the other options?
Well, it was more exciting.
What's more exciting?
Well, you know, first of all, there's laboratories. And then he goes like, I know.
Right. Yes.
Without actually saying I know.
I mean,
Or
yeah.
Elemental Nexus, which sounds a bit more dangerous. So I know P's gonna like that one. But I wouldn't mind leaving that one till last.
Yeah, I feel like Elemental Nexus should be our kind of final port of call. Why do we need to go to the Mythalar?
Oh, so the Mythala is essentially the. You don't know what a battery is, do you?
Nobody
You
here
mean like
knows
with
what
chickens?
a battery is.
Or like
Yeah,
a salt
alright.
ant?
Imagine like a load of chickens that move really fast,
Got ya?
and that every time they move, they produce magic. Eggs. They produce eggs, and these eggs make a city float. And the more eggs they produce, the stronger the floating city.
It's like a
That's
really
magic and
weird
chicken
farm.
But there's no chickens in the Mythalar. The Mythalar is the chickens.
Where are the chickens coming from then?
From milk.
What is
Do
happening?
they come first, or does the magic egg?
Can we go to the laboratory? The laboratory is less confusing. I know what a laboratory is.
No,
No, I want to see the chickens.
Anton thinks that
There's
the
no chickens.
chickens are making the chickens are dying, and that's making the city sink, right? So we gotta go.
That is actually pretty accurate with this weird analogy that we're using.
We gotta stop the city sinking. We gotta save some chickens. So whichever direction that is, come on.
You're gonna head towards
Right.
the Mythalar?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye out for dangerous
I-
things.
I
Sorry.
rolled a
Sorry.
7 on Prosperous's intelligence check, which becomes a 6. So this is appropriate.
Nate? Go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Just. This is just Nate taking the piss. Casts locate animals or plants. I want to know if there's any chickens around.
There are no
Yes.
chickens on Eioleant.
So like, gets the staff out and like,
What are you doing, Nate?
there's no chickens around here.
Anton, you said there were chickens.
No, the
you did say
chickens
there
were a
chickens,
metaphor.
And lots
The
of
metaphorical
eggs.
chicken.
And then
Oh,
the
right.
city's floating
Where
on
do
the
you go?
eggs.
Fine. Can you all make me a perception check, please?
That is a natural 20.
It was Mel's, but Milk's was a.
Oh, goodness sake.
Got a 29, but it wasn't a natural 20.
Mine's a natural 20.
Nice.
24.
13.
12.
20 for the squid,
I'm
8 for
so
me.
confused that I'm looking everywhere else apart from at Anton because I don't understand what is happening.
Milk, is Melanoe 300 feet ahead, or did she wait here?
I assume she's coming back if we're taking a different direction.
Okay, so she's coming back towards you. Cal, you notice first there's a shifting in the winds down here. Something about the air has changed, and you start to realize that there's quite a pungent aroma starting to form around you. Prosperous, you get a whiff of it as well. Everyone else doesn't really notice.
Hey,
Does
y'all,
it smell of something?
y'all feel something different in the air.
Yeah, like a windy. Did somebody?
Literally all I've had is coffee this morning.
You're at the front, P. You know, whoever smelt it, dealt it. That kind of thing.
I mean, Cal
Anton.
smelt it.
Cal's at the back. It would make sense. That drift.
She's too fabulous to fart.
Thank you.
What does it smell like?
To me, it smells like some sort of smell creature that's whatever killed the other people. Anton, like, do you know of anything that, I don't know, kills adventurers, smells funny, and makes the air change? Because Getting nervous back here.
I mean, like air elementals? You know, like all of the other elementals?
Guess I'll roll like
All right.
an intelligence check.
Arcana. Yeah, roll Arcana. While Anton's thinking, Cal, you note down the corridor that you were looking to turn down. Right on the edge of your vision, it's hard to see. It looks like a cloud of gas that suddenly starts flying out towards all of you very, very quickly. And I think we need to all roll initiative, please.
Watch out.
Dun, dun, dun,
It's
dun.
coming.
Okay, Anton, turns out it was an evil cloud. I got it now. Figured it out.
What we got?
It was a fart.
Damn it.
7.
7.
Cal's in that one for 5.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Milk's a 3.
16.
Oh my god, I thought mine was bad.
16 for Anton. Nate?
13.
13.
Reasonable.
And Milk Millionaire goes on your turn. Lovely. So the big cloud goes first.
God damn it.
You all suddenly realize that something's amiss as suddenly you are all surrounded by a pungent, noxious green cloud that just floats in the center of all of you, and you have no idea where it's come from or what it is.
It came from over there. Sorry.
Cal, you know where it came from. Yeah, it came from over there, but not everyone knows.
I felt the direction of it,
You felt
so
the direction
I
of it
also
coming.
know where it
Yes.
came from.
As it sort of settles in the midst of all of you and just wafts all around you, roll a d10. Let's see who it goes for. Milk, you get.
I look the most threatening.
Please hit me.
Milk, Anton, you realise that the cloud sort of concentrates around the two of you, and something is definitely wrong.
That's where they're prettiest.
Milk, it rolled a 16 to hit you. Does it hit you?
It does indeed.
Okay, Anton, it rolled a 26 to hit you, so I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark that it hits you. Is that right?
No.
Silence.
Do you
It
want
hits me.
even with shield?
Oh wait.
Is 26 too
No,
high?
I'll cop this.
Milk,
Yeah.
you take 8, 10, 14 points of poison damage. Anton?
I am immune to poison damage. From Kirin's ooze.
Gizrin's ooze.
Is it because
Kizrin's
you're made of
ooze.
ooze?
You're made of
Yeah.
ooze. Yeah, you don't breathe. Oh, fine. Well, that was a waste. And Anton,
doesn't
poor
breathe.
Nelly. 12, 17, 18, 22 points of poison damage as this cloud just concentrates around you and you start hacking and coughing. It is awful. Right.
Lovely.
So it made an attack roll, so it's,
Yes.
but it's not a creature. Is it creature?
You don't know. Anton, it is
Cloud.
your
Ugh.
turn. What would you like to
Probably
do?
an elemental.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey.
Well, what's that?
I'm gonna
Is it?
toll the dead on it.
You can target it because you can see it. That is fine. It has advantage on the saving throw. What is the saving throw?
Boo.
Is it wisdom?
I will check for you now.
It is wisdom.
14?
14 will not do it.
Okay. So
Get
you...
wrecked, son.
Okay, roll with the damage.
Okay. It is a 1. No, it should be more now.
Oh, sorry,
So
Anton. At the
2.
start of your turn, please make a con saving throw.
+5 because you're within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so con first.
Yep.
That's not good. That's a 5.
Did you add 5 because you're within 5 feet of me?
Oh, so that's a 10.
Yes. Red.
I lied. I'm not immune. I'm only resistant.
Okay, so you take
Overexcited.
half of it, and it was 12, so 6.
that-
You take 6 points of damage. I didn't roll high on that one. Anton, at the start of your turn, you fail the con save. You are poisoned. And you take another 9, 12, 16, 21 points of poison damage.
Ouch.
Holy poo.
Oh,
High level
yeah.
adventurers, I've got to take them high.
Okay.
So everyone's
Anton
hacking
doesn't
and coughing
look
and splutting. Anton looks absolutely terrible, hacking and coughing and like keeled over. You've told the dead on it. Roll the damage because.
damage.
Okay. So that should be like correct. 2d12, 2d.
It's not damaged, so it's just the base damage. 2d8.
2d8. Perfect. And I rolled a 13 for my Arcana check on this thing.
You don't recognize it.
7 points of tolling damage.
However, you have already faced one living spell. Hint.
But
right.
the spell magic doesn't work on these things.
Nate, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna. How big is this area we're in?
It is currently a 40-foot circle. Like it's filling. You can't see the edges. Or you can just about see the edges of where it is. It's filling a huge amount of space. At the start of your turn, to make a con save.
+5.
Sorry. Yes.
All good.
9. 10. Did you say +5? 15.
No, not enough. You are poisoned.
Oh my gosh.
And you
dear.
take 8, 10, 16 points of poison damage.
Oh.
You now have your turn.
Rubbish.
What does poison do?
Disadvantage on a bunch of things. I think ability checks and attack rolls and stuff.
I'm gonna cast Bane on it.
Okay, charisma save.
Yeah.
It does so with advantage. That is
Interesting.
a 16.
Yeah, it passes.
Okay, no effect. Bonus action?
I don't know. Yeah, okay, bonus action. I will take out my tambourine and shake it and can somebody please get rid of this bloody cloud and give inspiration to whoever's next.
Whoever's next is Prosperous.
Yeah, thank you.
Prosperous, your turn.
Okay, do I need to make a con save?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That's 23.
You are not poisoned. You only take half of this.
Oh, great.
10, 15, 18, 9. Take 9 points of poison damage and you are not poisoned.
I'm just going to try and hit it.
Yeah, you can swing around you. That's perfectly fine.
You can swing around you.
Swing around you.
Alright, well, one of those is a 28.
Yes, that hits it.
The other one is an 18.
Also hits it.
Right. Oh god, what do I want to do?
Please, waste your spell slots.
Well, I don't think I want to. But I also don't want people to be hurt. Ah!
Yeah.
I will smite it at first level on the first one.
Sure, go for it.
So that's an extra 2.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Oh, tasty. 10, 26, 30. Add 5.
35.
That's 35 points of damage on the first one.
You carve through it, and the glow of your sword seems to cut through it. It looks like it's sort of where it cuts. It sort of wisps around and seems to almost dissipate slightly. Significant damage done to it in one hit.
Okay.
Significant damage.
I won't smite.
It's my Mortal Kombat tune. Significant damage.
I shan't smite on the second one.
Multi-kill.
12.
Babality.
17 points of damage on the second one.
You cut through a lot of it, and large amounts of this have dissipated from those 2 massive strikes from Prosperous. The massive sword almost working like a windmill, just cutting through, and large swathes of this cloud are being cut away from all of you.
Whoa.
No bonus actions from me.
Cal, it is your turn. Please roll me a con save.
+5.
Who's
That was,
Mike?
that was bad. That was 9.
Plus the extra 5.
Yep, that was 9. I rolled a 3. I rolled a 3 there. That was
You
3.
are poisoned, and you take another
feeling very
12,
poisoned.
17 points of poison damage.
Does that mean like I can't do anything?
No, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Okay. Are we all like is everyone like within 5?
You're all
feet
within
of
about
it?
10 feet of each other. Yeah, you're all quite clustered.
Like
Melanoa has stayed out of the cloud for semi-obvious reasons.
Is there any way that I can help Anton get further away from it without Anton invoking an attack of opportunity?
No.
Okay. In that case, I am going to Sacred Flame it.
Okay, makes a dex save with advantage.
Please.
Oh, that's terrible. A 9.
Fails. And
The
that
whole
is.
tunnel glows with radiant light as Cal.
I grabbed my little wooden ship's wheel from a pouch and pushing that forward for 13 points of radiant damage.
As you step forward and this casts out and glows out from you, the spell, the living cloud kill, dissipates. It's gone.
Oh, good.
It would have gone last. I'll just put you up. There we go.
Well, so glad I could help.
You're out of initiative. The sort of noxious vapors on you, all sort of hacking and coughing, and you start to realise when they said there's things down here that kill people quickly, they weren't lying.
What the F was that?
I imagine Anton's just throwing up in a corner.
A sort of big poisonous cloud thing.
But it had intention. I like poisonous clouds when they're doing what I tell them.
Oh, do you do that? Is that a thing that you can do?
Well, sometimes. Sorry, Nate.
Well, I don't know. I'm just getting the hang of things again. That's all.
The poisoned effect will wear off in a minute.
Hold up a sec, because that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take a bit of a rest.
What, already? We've only been down here for 2 minutes.
Anton's like bloodshot eyes. He's like, and I'd like to be here for a little bit longer.
Do you want to try and step there? I mean, you're still in the sort of streets, basically. There are buildings, effectively, that you could step into.
Yeah, we could crash through one of these bad boys and just take an hour.
How many hit points are you down,
Right.
Anton?
Considerable. One could say he looks bloodied.
No, numbers-wise, please.
About 51.
Out of
79.
It's just a scratch.
I ain't got nothing very powerful. I can make you feel a little better, but not as much as a rest will do.
Just sit down for an hour.
I will clap you on the back and give you 30 hit points through.
Nice.
Lay on hands.
Lay on hands, because I never use it because it's an action in combat, and screw that.
Some paladins like to help people.
And I'll also have. I cast Healing Words. At fourth level.
On Anton.
No, that can't be right. Hang on. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean Healing Word. I meant Cure Wounds.
Okay, no problem.
That might be overkill. I think he only needs 20 more.
About right.
Yeah.
21, yeah.
So that's 6.
Have 40.
14 and 20, 25, 26.
Yeah, so go back up to full.
Perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
Can you do that again, Prosperous?
I can do 25 more.
Okay. Just good to know.
The tunnels around you, your voice travels with a strange echo, and that sort of quite noxious smell is now basically gone, although it's burned into the nostrils of most of you a little bit. But it feels very dead down here. Like this thing appeared out of nowhere, and just as it's gone, like there's still like almost no sound. It's very sort of eerie, strange. So, are you going to keep heading down the corridor towards the Mythala?
Yes, I think that is what we had agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a lot better now.
Really.
So Melanoe will float ahead again. Lovely.
Yes.
Melanoe will float ahead again.
How many hit points were you over? Because technically, if we'd done that the other way around, I could have just healed you back up.
No retconning, it happened.
Ah.
Right.
It was like 3 as well.
So Melanoe moves ahead and again is communicating back with you, Milk, and you're again walking, holding on to Prosperous. Do you want to roll new stealth checks? Because there was a whole combat.
This time, I'm going to remember to cast Pass Without Trace.
Yay!
I really did it. I
There
really
it
did
is.
it. That would really help.
I rolled
Does
another
that give us all
18.
advantage?
I rolled
No,
another
you had
3.
10. So
Good.
Prosperous has 28.
28!
This can. Oh.
Nice.
I have
You're invisible.
vanished.
Heavy armor and 28 stealth roll. Yeah.
29!
29!
17.
Is that plus the 10?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Come on!
come on.
It gets better. 16.
Tragic. That's what that is.
26 for Milk and a 30 for Melanoe.
So Melanoe is the sneakiest, which is a good thing because Melanoe is scouting, yeah. Lovely.
+5.
Melanoe will scout ahead. Melanoe will move down these corridors, and if you sort of move forward and Anton looks at signs again, can keep moving in the direction of this Mythala. As Melanoe moves forward, a lot of this space is very similar. Lots and lots of corridors, dusty, and again, this sense of not much happening. You are now all moving a lot more quietly. Nate, how does your Pass Without Trace manifest? What do you do to cast the spell, and what does it look like?
It's, let's see, it's a druid one. So it's I take my staff out, and the kind of sphere on the head, sort of a small sort of light glows in it and sort of grows and grows, and then it like pops out, and it's like a bubble around us.
Oh.
That like it creates a bubble that then like fades into invisibility. An invisible bubble.
Is it like a rigid bubble or like a sort of watery? Like.
I was picturing it rigid.
Okay, let's go with rigid.
I was picturing it rigid. Good. So you walk through with this bubble, all quieter than you should be, all being very cautious. You do occasionally notice how on the very corners of your vision, you get this vague sense of something moving through this space. Occasionally there's a sort of slight glowing effect as what looks like a sort of ball of fire dances across a T-bar in front of you, across a T-junction in front of you. Dominic, you're muted again.
No.
I'm just mad.
She's not. She's mad.
But yes, it's not like a skull. It's not like any kind of shape. It just looks like a sort of ball of magical energy, sort of jagging slightly through the air as it goes. But you're all managing to be very cautious and avoid further of these living spells as you make your way carefully around this space. You eventually, after traveling for a good hour, like the city's quite big, you eventually find you're arriving at a point where there's a dip in the floor again, except this time, where last time you were going down into a tunnel, it looks like many different roads converge at this point, and there's a dip down, like a sort of dipped basin, but you can't see anything else here. It just, the path seems to stop.
Is that it? Anton, is that it?
So, how big's the room? Or the area?
This area is about maybe 40 foot across, like a 40-foot diameter.
And if I went down, would I be able to come back up again?
The dip in the ground, like the sort of 40 foot is out to the various roads, sort of spiraling into this, spoking into this point. There are, by the way, 8 roads. And this dip in the ground is like maybe a 5-foot lip, and it's all very smooth.
Okay.
I'd like to investigate it and see if there's any, like, if it's a trapdoor or some sort, or if it's hidden or anything like
Roll
that.
investigation check, that's fine.
Gonna keep it out again, just
Roll perception check, please.
Milk, does any of this look like
smell.
that cupboard?
27.
Thank you. Hold that thought.
Does any of this look like that cupboard? Let's refresh our memories. It was a dark, evil person in a dark possibly cupboard underground. I don't remember seeing this. I don't think. Do I?
I just rolled a 7 for Mel remembering things. The memory is unclear. There's a lot of... I'm not sure, darling. But I could be mistaken.
Huh. Can I roll for my own memory of that memory? What would I roll?
Oh,
history.
History is fine.
17.
You can remember that this cupboard space, there was definitely water, and you haven't seen any water in this space at all. It's dusty and it's dark, and if anything, the fact this is a floating city at this point, wouldn't know.
I was expecting it to be wetter.
Oh, okay. We'll wait until it gets wetter then.
I feel as if we head downwards, like on the slope, eventually it will get wetter.
17 on perception.
Sorry. 17 on perception. You don't see any sign of anything coming into this space. There are many roads coming off it, and you sort of quietly listening out and looking, and you do occasionally see like a sort of a mote of moving light, but you're pretty wise now to the fact that there are things living down here that are not pleasant. Nate, as you move around this space, are you sort of like clearing the dust from the ground, maybe? Like,
yeah, I think I get the impression that because we've dipped down, I know we're going down, so I think there might be a trapdoor or something in the floor. So
as you move your hand across the floor and look around this space and move around it, you can see that this dip in the ground is definitely it's not just an indentation. There's a very clear join between where the dip is and where the edge is. It looks like this might be a platform of some kind, but as your hand moves over it, you do get a couple of motes of magical energy, because you are also a wizard, that sort of stick to them almost slightly as you move your hand over.
Yeah, Anton.
Hey?
There's some wizardy kind of energy over here. Like, you know more about that kind of thing than I do. Do you want to have a look?
Hey, can somebody just mark this as number 1, if that's all right? And I point to the road that we've come down. Mm-hmm. Somebody just wants to mark this as number 1. With a blade or something in the ground.
Cut a massive number 1 into the road.
Yeah.
It's obsidian,
massive
isn't it?
sword.
Really hard.
Prosperous' sword is made of sterner stuff than that. Dinosaur bone. Yeah, with a sort of clong, clong. You managed to carve a sort of very elegant... Actually, do you want to roll me a sleight of hand check to see how well you've carved it?
No, not
Calligraphy
sleight
check.
of hand. Can it be an attack, please?
No!
I don't care what it looks like. I just want it to look like a number 1.
So roll a sleight of hand check.
No, but I don't care what it looks like. I just want it to be a 1.
In which case, Prosperous carves a single line in the ground. 1.
It says 1.
Then I will ritual cast detect magic.
Okay, as you all sit here for about 10 minutes waiting this out, Anton casts detect magic, much like the day before. As you cast detect magic on the floor...
Are there things to touch?
It's mostly like there's sort of doors into rooms that are sort of bits of debris and shit blocking them in places.
Oh.
There's not a lot of stuff to faff with now. You could start drawing in the dust if you wanted to. You do find, if you move around the space, in one corner there is a body. It's like a skeleton. It's long dead, and most of it has fallen apart entirely. There's a couple of bones, definitely humanoid.
Yeah. Well, that was...
You could keep marking the roads as you go down. You could do all 8.
It's not very good for, like, delicate work. 1 is quite easy. 2...
Do it like a tally. And then you get to have fun when you do 5.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of chore now.
It was fun for the first one, but the 7 more.
I think with that sword, on number 8, the entire thing might just cave in.
As Anton, as you ritual cast detect magic into the ground, there is that same blue glow, and you recognize it, that sort of the runes on the ground glow and spread out. And as you all watch, they spread out from this central point and then spread out and up the walls slightly. And again, this sense that this whole space is slowly being reinforced, re-magicked, repurposed. And as
everybody keep an eye out for big hands.
Hands.
I mean, I've got quite large hands.
Not your hands, like big giant, like magical hands that beat the crap out of you.
Oh, well, that's a relief. I've never had to watch out for my own hands before.
Please, someone just prop us in the face. Right.
Before things get too glowy, Cal will just try and lay out the bones in a slightly less crumpled way.
Sure.
And we'll take a small orange flower out of the pouch and try and stealthily just place it.
Roll a stealth check.
I'm super stealthy. I'm not super stealthy. I've rolled so many threes. This is number 7. I've rolled so many threes.
You all see Cal do this. Doesn't break your passives.
Bring those with you everywhere. Are you just concerned that at any point anyone might die?
Is it a reanimating flower? Will it bring them back?
It will not. I just brought a few.
How many did you bring? If you say 5, I'm going to be really worried. If you say 4, I'm going to be even more worried, I think.
Just a few.
What do we do then?
They don't do anything. I just brought some flour. It's just a flower. I like flowers. It's just
But always on the dead people.
You gotta do something, right? You gotta give them something.
Well, you could just bring them back.
I can't.
I think they're a bit far gone.
Do that.
Well, all right,
I think
that
May has a
person
point.
is. Yeah. Okay. All right.
If I could bring them back, I would bring them back. The flowers is the next best thing.
Never go shopping for me.
As the blue glow spreads out, the floor under Anton is standing on this floor casting the spell, does start to slowly. There's a horrible grinding noise, and it does start to move downwards very slowly.
Oh, should we be standing on that with you, or do you want to not be standing on it, or what? What do you think, Anton? I mean,
I thought
choose
we were
quickly.
going that way, aren't we?
What? So have I cast Detect Magic yet, or am I in the midst of
You have
casting?
cast
Okay,
it,
so
yes.
what am I picking up?
There is not much. You still get that faint hint of transmutation magic that you got beforehand. That same sense that you are starting to reanimate this city, and the lift underneath you is magical, and it is a magical effect that is moving it downwards.
I think this is an elevator.
It's going down, not up.
Elevators
The
go
elevator.
both down and up.
What's an elevator?
Yes.
Guys, come on. Do you not read books?
No.
Anton's just slowly saying. Anton's now about shoulder height.
Nate's straight on there.
All right, Nate's on there.
Gonna.
Is it big enough?
Yeah,
for
but
multiple people?
it's about 15 foot wide. It's very big.
All right,
I'm
let's
gonna
go.
jump on. I'm not worried about Milk because Milk could just walk down the wall if he wanted.
Just exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over the lip and just walk down the wall in
Yeah.
case it suddenly drops, right? And you'll need
Very
somebody
sensible.
to save your asses.
So you're going to stay walking down the wall while everyone else is on the platform.
Yes.
Cool. It sort of slowly grinds down, and as it does, you can see that it's opening out underneath, and the space around you opens out, and you're in quite a large room. It's about, your dark vision doesn't quite stretch to the limits of it. Melanoa's does. Melanoa can get a better sense of it but Milk, you're going to have to jump onto the platform because you're walking on the ceiling.
We'll leave her to. She'll shout if there's something wrong.
Cool. Do you jump onto the platform?
Oh, if you'd like me to, yes.
Otherwise, you're trying to walk on the ceiling because it's literally nothing. It's free floating.
Oh, I see. Oh, then yeah, definitely. Sorry.
No, fine. You get down onto the platform as it floats its way down, and the glow of all of your various magical effects to start to sort of bounce off various aspects of this large room around you. It's full of strange-looking arcane machinery, like a lot of this obsidian and a lot of pieces that seem to almost look like cogs and gears and pieces like that. As you float down in the center of this, you can see that there are a couple of two large humanoid figures standing either side of where this is coming down, their arms raised, so you'll be passing through the middle of them as you go down.
Oh no. I kind of think we should have hung a rope before this started coming down, just in case it doesn't go back up. What if it's one way?
We can always, if we wait 2 days, fly out on the fly.
I can fly now.
Well, that's reassuring, Anton. We'll just stand here and watch you go.
No, I've got a rope.
Maybe there's another way out.
As this platform goes down, you can see all around you this lab, and it clearly is some kind of laboratory. Most of you would recognize that it's some kind of space where magical experimentation is done, is littered with all sorts of bits and pieces, odds and ends, broken machinery. It's clearly massive amount of disrepair and not been used or touched, and the layer of dust in here is so thick. You can also see the blue magical light that has been spreading from where Anton cast the spell has also spread down from the roof and is now sort of tracing its way around some of the walls around you and tracing its way down towards the floor as you move down as well. In this sort of blue glowing light occasionally, you do see that there are tables covered in bits and bobs that you don't recognize, all sorts of stuff just lying around this space. You're not quite sure what it is that you are seeing. Yes.
Do the figures with their arms stretched out that we're walking toward, like moving towards,
they're moving down,
look like they're gonna, I don't know, like clap or grab?
It looks more like these figures are sort of holding their hands out in a kind of almost praise and like worship, and the disc's gonna pass between their hands to sort of land.
All I'm saying, Chris, is that we've been in a Nethery city before where the statues came to life, and this looks rather ominously similar, and I'm not happy about it.
Chris wouldn't reuse material.
This could just be super egotistical by the person who built this laboratory.
All I'm saying...
Like, it's pretty grand coming down and having people, you know, have their hands to you.
Is that I've got my sword out and I'm ready should one of the statues suddenly decide it wants to make a grab for one of us.
It's really sad we're using material.
Milk the Skemmed was coming this way.
As the platform comes down and as the blue lights all form up into these statues. And as you do, you realize these statues, they're made of this sort of obsidian-y like stone, as much of everything else around here is made of. But they glow with a blue internal light as you land between them. And as you do, both of them start talking. The only person here who speaks Laros is Anton, so you all hear just one, like a bunch of words. Anton, what you hear is, "Welcome. Please present your password."
Anton, you're doing the face again.
No, that's a different face. That wasn't a thinking face.
I really like
Which
that
of
face.
these has a stop sign in it?
There's some... What is it? Like, just like a corner? Like, is the corner like enough?
Does that count if it's only the corner of it?
Look at this swirly writing. What does it say?
I'm sorry, you are a robot.
It says, "Please present your password." They both do, in unison.
Why?
Why are you making the face?
Is that the thinky face? It's so hard to tell.
Do you want to ask us maybe and we can help, or are you just
Something
gonna...
coming? Something come for
The
us?
figures speak again.
Anton starts nodding at the
figures speak again, and again, none of you understand what they are saying. Anton, you get, "This is your second attempt. Please, present your password."
Anton's going to whisper, "Everybody be really quiet." Really quiet. Okay.
Alright.
I use...
No, shut up. Shut up. Under no circumstances is anyone to raise their voice above this lab. This thing is listening to us, and if we say the wrong thing, probably a few too many times, we're probably going to have to deal with the security system.
All right, well, try something. And if
This is your third attempt. Please enter your please present your password.
What's it saying?
Anton's going to shout in his best Laros. Password 1, 2, 3, 4.
Niall, roll me a D100.
the percentage on that must be quite high because people.
Right. All across the multiverse.
That's an 86.
If it had been 100, I would have given it to you, but it's not.
You had a 1 in 100 chance.
That's pretty good on a random guess. That was pretty good, yeah.
Both figures.
Could I channel divinity, please?
Sure. Both figures, realizing that you are not going to give the password, both straighten their arms and both sort of like form into a combat position. And I think that's probably best time for us to take our break so we can dive into the next big combat straight after the parade.
Wait,
There's no forget password button. Can they not send me an email?
Forgot your password?
Can I just check how big are the giant creepy statues? Like, compared to
They
us?
are large, about 10,
Something
15
like-
foot tall.
Oh, that's quite tall. Okay, just
Yeah.
thank you.
And there are
Okay.
two
So
of them.
how far off the ground are we at the moment?
You have landed. Clunk.
Right, okay.
I mean, on the
There.
plus side, Charmony, it's not a massive statue of Mistra, so, you know.
Take the win.
Anyway, we'll pick up here after our break and have a nice big fight with these things and see how it goes. And it's a shame password 123 did not work. My apologies.
That was something.
No.
So awesome.
Anyway,
That would've
see you
been
after the break,
brilliant.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Well, hello everyone, welcome back. Niall just told the worst joke I ever heard in my entire life, so that's what we're doing now.
Again.
You've got a track record now, buddy, that's what's happening. Anyway, we were about to start combat. So you have moved down into this on this strange. Well, Anton called it an elevator, but it clearly went down, so that's clearly a misnomer. Into
What,
this
a elevator then?
That's not the opposite of it. Never mind. As you go,
A descalator?
A descender.
Descender.
as the descender heads down into this large laboratory with tables covered in stuff and loads of mechanical and magical geejaws all around you, these two golems in the center of this space, and after you failed to present the correct password, have now leapt into action as all of you are on this small platform between the two of them. As I'd like you all please to roll me initiative.
I like the idea that you made it too secure. Like it was actually just password.
Yeah. Just get to throw it off.
I rolled a 7
Or
again.
maybe you just had to say there was a capital P, you know.
Maybe the password was the friends we made along the way.
That's a good
17 for Cal.
17 for Cal. Keep shouting them out.
29.
Way!
Hey.
How?
Oh.
I rolled a 19. I've got a plus 10.
To initiative?
Wow.
Yeah, I there's one of my many things means that I add plus 5.
Oh, you're an
onto my normal
artificer.
initiative.
You're an artificer, so you add your intelligence modifier.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
How's it made a plus 10 though? Plus 5, I
No,
understand. Click on the initiative. You click on the initiative, everyone else shout them out while G works this out.
I've also wizard features. I'm a war magic wizard, so tactical wit. I get bonus to initiative rolls equal to my intelligence modifier.
So you get 2
on top of
bonuses from
everything.
2 different
Yeah,
subclasses.
Yeah.
Fuck this game. All right, you got everyone else 29. Unbelievable.
Dirty 20 for milk.
30 for milk. That's a more normal roll. Anton?
I feel a little bit ashamed now, and I got 13.
13. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Right. It's the first round, and in a shock to absolutely no one, Nate goes first. Nate, what do you want to
Wait,
do?
what's happening?
There are 2
in charge.
golems. Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
There are 2
Nate's
golems.
so on it. So on it.
Same as Nate.
Nate, looking
I forgot
around.
we got to the bomb.
Looking
Okay,
around
yeah.
this space where the blue light has sort of caught and moved across these various different parts of the room, your eye is caught by several items that are lying around.
Okay. So if I move off of this platform,
Yep.
do these things have an attack of opportunity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't expect to go first. Sorry.
Please all note that I should have described this earlier, but the floor is at a slight angle. Has been this entire time because of the city being on a slight angle the entire time. You've probably gotten used to it now.
Well, Nate's thinking, how big is the disc, sorry, that we're
The
on?
disc you're on is about 15 foot diameter. These golems are large and have quite a high range on their attacks. So
And they're right next to either side,
they are
presumably.
right next to it on either side, yes. This room itself is maybe 100 feet. It's squared off, so it's not, and it's cut full of debris. Like it's an old laboratory that has fallen apart and over time, and looks like it's been ransacked at various points as well.
Okay.
Okay, I cast Fog Cloud. So yeah, 20 feet of fog around
Okay,
us.
the entire disc is covered in fog. You and everyone inside it cannot see very well.
Gonna be smushed to death by things we didn't know were coming.
I will allow you to wreck on that if you want to. If you fog cloud the center of the space here, you're all at disadvantage on attack rolls, but they're on disadvantage too. So actually, it evens.
Oh, okay.
Fog cloud is one of those spells. One of those spells.
Presumably your intention was for us to, like, leg it out.
I mean,
Well,
if you all
Is
run out
the
of it, they'll
platform
have...
still moving down?
No, you have now hit the
Out of it,
ground.
aren't we?
If you cast Fog Cloud on the center of the platform and everyone runs out of it as their first move, the Golem's attacks of opportunity, which is only There's only two anyway.
They
so only
can't
two of
take
them.
attacks of opportunity. You can only take an attacks of opportunity on things you can see.
In which case, it's a
Yeah.
brilliant move. I rescind that
Yeah.
statement. You can all just get the hell out of Dodge if you want to. Well done.
Cool. Right,
Exactly
yeah.
what you
I
planned,
did-
G.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your exact
basically,
plan.
yeah.
Many balls colliding. That's all. Right. So yeah.
So yeah, I cast Fog Cloud and then I bolt for
That's a good move.
just out of their range. I think.
You've got dark vision. You run out into the room. They are both sort of clearly about to attack the space between them, but now can't see anything in it. You run out, and as you run out into this space, you can see that there are various smaller doors going off into smaller rooms, and you can see there because there's no door in the frame. It's literally just like an arch, and you can see smaller rooms. Some of them appear to have stuff in them. Some of them appear to be largely abandoned. Looking around you as you run for free, roll me a perception check.
23.
Perfect. Gee, with that roll, Nate looks into one of the side rooms, and there's this ornate filigreed like case you can see in one of these side rooms.
Does it just look like something I want to check out, or does it look like something I should be getting everybody to? Okay. And the doors into these side rooms, do they look big enough for these big machine
No.
robot things to get to? No?
Well, I mean, they're large and they have, very large
Oh, yeah.
arms, so, if you really want to bottleneck them, it's your call.
Yeah. And they look like rooms, none of them look like corridors that are going to go
So
elsewhere.
far, the ones you can see all look like rooms, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go towards that room then.
Run into that room, that's perfectly fine. That is the end of your turn. Milk. Surrounded by fog.
Yeah, so was the deal is that I can run...
They get
just
no attacks of
normally-
opportunity because of the fog cloud, yes.
Okay, but I can find my way out of the fog cloud.
Just run, yeah, that's fine.
Just run. Okay, so I'll run to the edge of the fog cloud, and then looking back at the fog cloud. Going to be a nightmare, aren't they? I think what I'll do is turn and... Can I see one now?
As you run out of the fog cloud, so it's only a 20-foot cube, so as you run out of this fog cloud, you can see both of them just about on the edges of this. They're large, hulking sort of shoulders and torso, the hands coming down, leaning forward. They're glowing blue with this ominous blue energy they have picked up from magic being cast around them.
What shall we do, people? Why not? I will cast a fireball at one, if I may.
Fireball has quite a ridiculous range, so if you want to hit both of them, you will hit all of the allies currently in the fog cloud.
No, they're in between. No, I'll just hit one.
Okay.
They're not taller than us.
They are taller than you, that's true. Fireballs are a sphere.
20 foot.
Sorry, not on the people, just on the...
You couldn't
above.
hit both of them and not hit people unless you
Yeah,
shouted
no,
duck.
I know. Could I hit both of them if I shouted duck as a free action?
It depends if everyone's fast enough at ducking.
I don't want to risk other people. That wasn't what I meant. Or... No, that's not fun.
You can fireball one of them, perfectly fine.
No, I think what I might do is instead, I'll be careful. I'll cast a wall of fire around one of them with a 20-foot radius and just leave it inside there. And I can...
A wall of fire appears around one of them. One side of the fog cloud is now very much like suddenly very, very bright, those of you still in the fog cloud, as you cast a wall of fire around one of them. Anything happen on its turn? Anything happen on your turn, or is it all on its turn?
Yes, it's got to make a dex save now.
Make a save now.
17. Yeah.
Okay, has advantage against spells. 13.
That does not succeed. Please take 6d8 of damage. I'll roll that on my computer.
Love a wall of fire.
27.
27 points of damage. Yep.
The inside of the wall is the one that is hurty. And if it ends its turn. Okay, so if you end your turn within there, you'll take some more.
Okay.
That's all.
Right, one of them is ringed, and you've run 30 feet out, so you've moved into this room. And moving around this space, you can sort of climb on some of the debris if you want to. Like, it is like there's lots of stuff around, or you try and slide between them and try and not hide.
I'll try and get some cover, but I want to stay between... So I'm assuming that one is going to come this way or towards the people, and I'm trying to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, you can keep an eye on it. You can still see it. You can see it within the wall of fire, because that's the way wall of fire works. Okay. So yes, you can give yourself a little bit of cover. That's absolutely fine. But you manage to sort of dodge behind some of this stuff as you run out. Cal, what would you like to do?
I might bonus action. So I might step out of the fog cloud. Mm-hmm. Pick one. Pick my favourite one.
Yep. Is it the one that's currently surrounded by fire, or the one that's not?
I think it's the one that's not.
Okay.
And stare into its lack of a soul, and try and
cool.
Try and really get.
So I need to roll. I need to roll a deception check, which it has a -5 to.
I rolled a natural 20, so
I rolled a -1.
Not really relevant. That's a 27.
It has one purpose. To destroy people who don't give the password.
That's reasonable, and
insightful
I feel
fighting
for it.
There. That's what it is. Yeah.
But I'm still gonna come around and rapier it anyway.
With your non-magical rapier.
Oh, with my non-magical rapier, it's a 14.
It doesn't hit. You step up to it and try and hit this obsidian creature. Not only does it not hit Cal, but you realise as your rapier. Your rapier's not going to do anything against this thing. Nothing. It is bad. Immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
Can I just kind of got to hit it?
Yep. You're now out of the fog cloud, so now it can see you. So if you step away, it's an attack opportunity.
Oh, damn it! I can't. I just used my bonus action. I forgot I'd have to disengage to go back into the fog cloud. I forgot. Because it was right there.
What I would say is if you wanted to sidestep into the fog cloud, you're not leaving its sphere of influence so it doesn't get an attack of opportunity. You can still be in the fog cloud. That's fine.
Can I? Will you let me?
Of course. That's in the rules. Yeah, of course you sort of
you.
run up. Ting, this is going to do nothing and disappear back into the fog.
Back into the fog.
Nope.
The Homer Simpson meme, just like...
Yeah, as long as the fog is close enough to it that I can step into the fog and then step away when it can no longer see me.
Yes, you can step out. You can do a sort of loop-de-loop because you step into its threat range, but then you... Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
I have no problem this fog stays here for a while.
Nate, drops the fog. Lovely, thank you.
As soon as I get distracted by something, next to a shiny box.
Anton.
Anton's gonna make a dash out of the old... Not a dash, I'm just gonna run out of the, out of the
They
fog.
can't see you as you leave their threat range, no attacks of opportunity, that's fine.
And I'm gonna run into one of these empty rooms. Mm-hmm. And as I'm doing it, I'm gonna...
do, jump into the room, just no out of the whole place.
Straight out, like, well, as he's jumping, he's gonna cast reduce on one of the statues.
Oh.
So it's gonna be a ping.
What kind of saving throw am I rolling? They have magic resistance, so.
I believe it is a con save, which I imagine they're pretty good at.
Okay, I guess I'll roll a con save with advantage. Does a 23 break your
I was gonna say it doesn't really matter because I have some divination plus, and I think it's gonna roll a 9.
Wow, that was shady. I love it.
Of course, it rolls a 14. And what happens to it?
Yeah, so as Anton's like hands
I'm
extend
sorry,
as his
Anton.
body goes through a door.
No, I'm sorry, no, it doesn't. It has an immutable form. The golem is immune to any spell or effect that would alter its form.
Oh, what a poo rag.
Yeah.
So, have I just wasted a portent then?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice spell.
So his hands flash with bedazzling magic as he dives through a door, and as he's laid on the floor looking out, he's like, that did not go how I expected it to. And he's going to scramble around looking for cover.
In the room that you are in, you note that on the wall there is a weapons rack. In the weapons rack, you note that there are two things. There is a weapon, looks like a cutlass, that is. It looks like it's sort of protected. It's in this rack in the wall, but there's no magical protection. It looks like it's sort of got a sort of vitrine around it, almost like it's being looked after and kept sacred. And next to it is another one where there's a purple gemstone about the size of a fist. Looks relatively worked and ornate. It's just in it as well. Anyway, that's Anton's turn. Right. Prosperous. You are the last one in the fog cloud.
Are the golems not going? Did they roll really
They rolled
low?
real low. They rolled a 3.
Oh, okay, grand. I would like to try and find Cal.
Anton. Okay, you're in the fog cloud. Cal has not rolled a stealth check, so you can find her. Yeah, it's fine.
And I'm gonna
Bumble over towards each other.
Yeah, who's that? What's that?
bonus action cast magic weapon on Cal's sword. Your sword is now +1 and magical. That's to attack and damage, whilst I hold concentration.
Oh.
For an hour. And then I'm going to go out of the fog cloud so that I can see it, and I'm going to whack a golem.
The one that's on fire or the one that's not?
Would it hurt me to hit the one that's on fire?
You'd have to pass through the wall of flame.
What's your
technically.
reach?
5 feet.
5 feet.
You'd have to pass through the wall of flame.
I'm going to go for the
Javelin?
one that's not on fire.
I got this.
Because Milk seems to be burning the other one to death. So
I mean, it looks fine inside the flames.
we did agree that I channel divinitied.
Yeah, you channel divinity as you went down. That's absolutely fine. Yeah,
Channel divinitied
Sorry.
as I went down.
it's one of those days.
Stop it. No.
Right, that's a 28 and a 26.
Yeah, both of those hit.
Grand. I will spells.
You will spells.
I'm
Spells.
thinking. I will first level smite on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Spell. That's 27 points of damage.
Clong! You carve a huge piece out of this golem. As you carve a huge piece out of it, the blue glow inside it intensifies. Can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh dear.
That is a 22.
Cool. You are not blinded by it.
Blinded.
Blinded.
Can I look away as I cut the second one?
You can. It's disadvantage on the attack roll.
No, that's fine. Well. So the first one was like 26.
Yeah, 26.
That's higher.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Still
yeah.
a 26.
So you avert your eyes and still just slice out again and cut through. That's fine.
How hurt did the first one look?
Not at all.
Fine.
You've carved a tiny piece off it. They are fucking huge.
I will second level smite on the second one.
Sure.
That's another one. Woof.
Hoof. Sound process makes. Hoof.
26. That's 31 points of damage.
You carve another huge piece out of it, make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't need to because I averted my eyes.
That's true, good point. Right. Two clong strikes against crystal golems that
Watch
are...
out! They sort of flash as you cut them.
Right. Good. Lovely. Prosper, that's the end of your turn. It is now the golem's turn.
Oh, can I sort of weave back into the fog cloud?
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
Cool. The golem that's standing in flame is going to walk out of the flame.
Okay, it doesn't take any damage for doing that.
Does it not? It can just pass through.
If you end your turn there, or if you get knocked back in at all, then you might take more. But at the moment, you're fine.
Oh, it just walks out of the flames. Looks around. What can it see? Milk, you've gone into cover, but you haven't stealth, so it can try and hunt you down. Anton's dived into a room. Nate's dived into a room. I'll roll for it. 1, 2, 3. Anton, it notices you in the side room and is going to move over towards the side room and try and reach in and grab you and pull you out. Can you make
It's not your day.
No, it really isn't. Bad luck. Can you make me a contested grapple? So it's athletics or acrobatics, please. Do you want to use a portent dice?
Oh, Lord!
Oh.
That is a 22.
Wow.
No, it's not. No, it is.
Give it a suspense, buddy. What is this?
That's a bit of a roller coaster there.
This gigantic crystalline hand reaches into the room that you are in, and it can't reach the full extent of the room. It's not that big, but it does sort of... Like his hand sort of grabs bits, and you can see how a lot of this debris was formed. But you sort of push yourself back against the wall, push away as it... hand reaches out trying to grab hold of you, but can't reach you. At which point it is going to turn around and look for another target.
Oh, wait.
Nate, it sees that you're also in a room nearby and will try and do the same to reach in and grab you.
Okay.
Contested grapple, please.
How big is this room?
The rooms are about 10-foot cubes. They are not massive. They're just small side rooms.
The main room.
But 100-foot. 100-foot.
So it's just moved like 60 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
They are large. Very, very large. Just move across the space. Obviously trying to protect the things inside the rooms, maybe. Maybe there's something of value there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's not 60 feet because it's 20-foot diameter in the center. It moved from one side of it. So...
Okay.
More like 30. But anyway, go on. Nick?
Okay.
17.
Again, it's 15. I mean, that's a 16 for me. I mean, their strength is very high, but not high enough. Again, this hand sort of reaches out and tries to grab hold of you, but you again sort of like move your way back against the wall, and you are also out of range of this first golem. The second one,
fingertips brushing noses.
Yeah, it's really close. Like it's a very, very edge of your seat, edge of your pants. What's wrong with me?
Seat of your pants.
Seat of your pants.
Or
That's
edge
it.
of your seat.
The seat of the pants.
Seat of the pants. Right. Prosperous. The one in front of
Hello.
you is just going to try and hit you. Now that you have hit it, it's going to hit you back.
It will be disadvantaged because
They're hiding
I
in fog.
am inside the fog
Oh,
cloud.
it can't see you. It's a good point. It
Yeah,
can't
well,
see
it's hiding in
you,
fog.
and it can't see Cow. Well, so it's going to go for the other three then.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh no.
plan. This is going badly.
Milk, you are
Fucked
currently
up.
behind cover, so the other one is going to step towards you and try and attack you. You're in cover, so I'll give you partial cover. What's your armor class?
14 normally.
So 16 with partial cover.
Okay.
It's going to move over towards you and just punch down and rolls a 16.
That would hit me.
Just breaks your AC, yeah. That massive punch smashes into you and blasts aside a lot of the debris in this space. Like, quite a lot of this space is blasted around and out, and you're sort of pushed back quite heavily. You take 18 points of bludgeoning damage from that first hit.
I used my fiendish resilience when I asked you earlier for what damage you would like to do, and I chose bludgeoning, so I'll just halve that.
Sure. Can you choose bludgeoning,
Yeah,
slashing,
the
or
fiendish
piercing?
resistance you get to choose at the end of a long rest.
Yes, but can you
one-
choose bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing? I think those might be exempt. I think it might only be...
I will check.
that's fine.
I'm not sure. You can choose one damage type to gain resistance to when you finish a short or long rest. Damage from magical weapons or silver weapons ignores this resistance.
Oh, but it is any... Well, then bludgeoning, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, you take less damage from it. The second fist will also try and smash into you. It's another 16. 2 sixes on the dice. Not bad. 11, 13... and again, that's 19 halved down to 9, so 18 points of damage total as these two fists smash into you. And you are managing to resist a lot of the effects of this, but it is like pulling apart some of the debris that you're in, sort of pulling it out of the way, trying to find you.
Ah! Sorry, that was...
No, it's great. Yeah, very atmospheric. I liked it very much. Thank you. Lovely. Those are the two golems, is what they're currently up to. Nate. This big one's still outside your room and just sort of like grabbing inside the room for you. And there's no way for you to get out of that door. Like it's blocking that door now.
Yeah. Okay. In that case... you said before they had resistance to spells.
Bludgeoning.
Is it
No, they have magic resistance.
magic resistance?
And it appears that hitting them with physical attacks also causes bad things to happen. Level 11 characters. Good, right. How many spell lists are you currently looking through? 4?
It's all in one list.
You guys
Just really long. In that case, yeah, I want to open this box.
Okay. As you sidle around this space, like trying to avoid this hand, you can grab the box, and if you crack it open, inside you see there's a ring. It looks like a paired ring, like it goes over 2 fingers, and you might recognize these. They do have a sort of standard design, if you will. This looks like a ring of spell storing. And next to it... Well, okay. Gee, I want to give you a magical item, and we've talked about a magical instrument that might be quite good for Nate to have, because, Nate is a 2nd level bard, so let's steer into that skid. I asked you what instrument you wanted, and you didn't get back to me, so what instrument would you like this to be? What's in this case? Is it like a flute, or like...
Well, he is a 2nd level bard, but he doesn't really know how to play any instruments. That's why he kind of has this tambourine, but that's a bit rubbish. So I think I'd like it to be a kazoo.
I love it, so grand.
And I don't have a kazoo, but this is like if you get like a comb, just a bit of paper. So yeah. I'd like Nate to now have a kazoo, please.
Excuse me, I just need to go get a comb and a piece of paper.
A Netherese artifact of incredible value and power. A magical kazoo.
Hey, the Netherese people had kids too.
Hey, have this kazoo!
They were a magical society.
Their most famous musicians played the kazoo.
Actually, if you were a rich
also-
Netherese family, you would be giving your kid expensive shit.
If you talk to people like 200 years ago, they'd be like, "Why are you giving electrical things like switches to your children?"
Yeah, they would. Exactly.
Nate, you find a magical kazoo.
Yes. Does it have a name?
It's under the instruments of the magical instruments of the bard's magic items as an Anstreth harp, but you can use it as a kazoo. That's absolutely fine.
Amazing. Cool. So in that case, I take this kazoo out, and give a toot on it. And where's it gone?
Well, you've got a kazoo now, so.
What kind of toot do you give, Nate?
Oh no, hang on. Why is it not telling me?
No more poisonous clouds, please.
Oh, that's fine. So I give it a toot. Not knowing at all what is going to happen.
You need to attune to magic items. I mean, I will say that if you want to use them immediately, that's fine. But traditionally, you have to attune to magic items. But no, I like it that you can just go grab it and use it. I mean, you will have to attune to this at another point. You can't just pass it around, everyone can use it. But I will say for now that you have attuned to it and can use it immediately because it's just fun. Go on.
Okay. Yes. So it's basically like a big vine shoots out of the end of the
kazoo.
The kazoo, and sort of lands on the floor next to the one just outside the room. And spreads around it in a ring and grows into a wall of thorns around it.
Nice.
So I must make a dexterity saving throw.
It's a spell effect, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Makes it with advantage. I rolled an 8 and a 2, which means it rolled a 7.
So that does not pass.
No, obviously.
So it needs to take 78.
What?
13.
78. No.
24. 5. 30. 31 points of damage.
Nice.
Look like it cares. How does it feel about 31?
It's still not that badly hurt.
Okay.
But yeah, is it currently surrounded by a wall of thorns? Is it entrapped by it in any way? Does it have any can it not move? What happens?
So the wall blocks line of sight.
Okay, you can't see out of this room now. You've walled yourself in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a creature can move through the wall, albeit slowly and painfully. For every 1 foot the creature moves, it must spend 4 feet of movement. Furthermore, the first time the creature enters the wall on a turn or ends its turn there, the creature must make a dex saving throw. And again, 7d8 slashing.
Okay, so if it moves out of the wall, then it wouldn't take any more damage, but if it stays in the wall, it will take more damage.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Right. Nate and his mystical kazoo. Milk, Milk, what are you up to?
Well,
There's
I've just
one
been-
just pounding on you.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that given that it's come to me, it goes me, it, column of fire.
Yes, correct.
Cool. How... I'm going to Eldritch Blast it and shove it back
into
that
the
way.
fire. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to make some rolls. I don't know how far I have to do that. I can do it up to 3 times, so up to 30 foot. I don't know how
I
many.
would say if you hit it with all 3 of them and all 3 of them impact it and it gets knocked back, I'll let it be knocked back into the fire because it's too cool not to do it.
Okay. Let's see how we do in that
hard.
case.
Oh, true.
That was, I know it's quite
You'll do
a
it.
steep,
Come on, you'll manage.
steep climb.
I believe in
We got a 26.
Yeah, that hits.
We got a 16.
That doesn't. Sorry.
And we got a 21.
2 hits. So you boom, boom, knock it back, but the third one skips off this sort of strange, glowing. Oh, there's spell attack rolls, and you're within 10 feet.
Not after the first one.
Technically, you roll with the first one with disadvantage. Can you roll the first one again, please?
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Shit, I just...
23.
Still hits, yeah. Because you're within 10 feet of it and you've attacked it physically and you've done physical damage to it, roll me a wisdom saving throw as it boom, glows with light again.
It's force damage. Does that matter?
Yeah, it's a physical attack. It's broken into it. It's attack rolls.
Okay.
What's that? No, you were worried about something?
Is this the same one that attacked me, isn't it? Or one of them attacked me and then went off
That's
and
not
attacked
the
No,
someone
that's
else?
the one that's currently in the Wall of Thorns.
I should have had a reactive opportunity attack on it, though.
Because it grabbed into your room and then moved on. Yeah,
And then
arguably.
moved away, yeah.
Sure. Arguably. I'll let you retcon that if you like. Why not? Let's finish off Red's turn first, but then we'll come back to it.
Dirty 20 on the wisdom save.
Yeah, again, it flashes out with blinding light, but you aren't affected by it. Do you can avert your eyes on the second hit, still within 10 feet of you technically? Because you push it back 10
Push
feet.
it back.
Push it back 10 feet. Yeah,
In
the
which
first
case,
time.
it will be far enough away that the blinding flashes won't affect you for the next. So bang, bang, you block it back 20 feet, but the third skips off. It doesn't hit the fire.
So I'm rolling damage for
2 Eldritch
2.
Blasts. Yeah.
Okay. Come on. So it's 6 and 15. 21.
Solid.
And then with my movement, I'm going to run up the bloody wall.
Cool. You run off and just run up the wall and start making your way away from all these things. Totally fine. No problem at all. Get the hell out of dodge. Knocking things away with the Eldritch Blast and then running away is very sneaky. I like that. It's good.
Thank you.
Very clever. Bonus action?
I don't have any.
Cal, still in the cloud. Oh,
What's the
sorry.
cloud of the-
Anton's reaction attack first. As it moved away from you, you can strike out at the hand as it moves away to try and get to Nate.
Yeah,
So retcon
because I'm a
slightly
warcaster, I can cast a spell, so
Right. Would you have done something that would have stopped it from going to Nate?
I'm not going to Booming Blade it or anything.
Cool.
But I'll Chromatic Orb it with acid.
If you're doing an opportunity attack and moves away from you, that would be a disadvantage attack roll because it's a ranged attack on something that is within 5 feet of you.
Okay. Well then, maybe I'll just Toll the Dead.
Okay. Wisdom save.
If that works.
Terrible. 6.
Yeah, not going to do it.
Advantage on it.
That's
5
good.
and a 6.
This one taking damage from Prosperous?
It has,
or-
yes. They're both taking damage now.
Sweet. So 2d12s.
Mhm.
Oh, 4 damage.
4. 4 on 2d12. Tragic. Well, anyway, we did it. Cal, your turn.
I'm gonna step out of the fog cloud.
Cool. One of them is currently being pushed back towards you and sort of stumbling awkwardly as you... and one is surrounded by thorns, weirdly, and trying to reach inside. Well, you can't see it. It's surrounded by thorns and it's sort of half inside a room.
If it's surrounded by thorns, that means I'm going to have disadvantage on trying to hit it, doesn't it? Because I can't see it.
A wall of thorns technically isn't just around it, it sort of has to cover a space. Nate, where's this wall of thorns going? Is it sort of circling it? What's it doing?
It's same as the wall of fire. Rules. It's a 20 feet circle. It does say it blocks line of sight.
Okay, so you can't see. You can just see a wall of thorns and hear sort of grinding noises from inside it. But there's one stumbling back towards you that Milk has just shot back in your direction.
Okay.
You can see Milk running off and running up a wall.
In that case, I will just sort of yell, "Hey!" angrily, and I'm going to have to try and insight check this one now.
Yeah, it's a different one. That's right. Well, I'll give it the roll and see how its deception roll is. That's a 5. I rolled a 10.
I rolled a synthetic 20.
Yeah, again, there is no deceptive nature to these things. They are just there to stop people from entering the lab who shouldn't be entering the lab.
And I'm going to look at the sort of slightly glowing cutlass that Prosperous. But I didn't see anything happen, but I'm like,
Nice.
worth a shot. Try again.
Yeah, it's right there.
Cutlass. That's a 24 to hit.
Yes.
And I'm looking at it.
Because it's one at a time because of the wisdom. Because as you hit it, it glows out again. Roll me wisdom save.
Can I just tell you my damage?
Oh, of course, you only roll one attack. Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, it's 6 damage.
Is that when you sneak attack?
Oh no, that's not with my sneak attack. That's why I did it. It's the sneak attack. 6 damage plus 18. Oh, that's bad.
24 points
Worth
of
mentioning.
damage. Did you add the +1 damage because of the +1 weapon you now have?
Yes, cool. I did, yes.
So 24,
I remember that.
Good. 24 points of damage to it as it bang. It's hit by Eldritch Blast in front, and then as it stumbles back into you, just run in and slice it with your rapier. Roll me a wisdom saving throw as it...
staring at it. I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, ah! And then I rolled a 5 on my wisdom save.
Ooh! Oh, no. You are...
Aren't you proficient in wisdom saves because you're a cleric? Oh.
I think she was a rogue first.
Oh.
No, rogues are also proficient in wisdom saves. I don't know what's going on there. But yes, you are blinded.
Oh.
That's sad.
Yep.
That's sad.
You don't know when you'll stop being blinded, but currently you can't see a damn thing.
Well, I'm gonna stay where I am because I'm next to it, and if I move, it's bad.
Correct.
So,
Cool.
just gonna swear at it.
Anton, you're in your room. In my room.
Because you've been bad.
Go to your room, naughty boy.
Don't forget there's these vitrines on the wall with the, what looks like a magical cutlass and a strange purple glowing gem.
Well, we can do that later. Once we kill these things.
I'm giving
Probably
you
not
gifts
relevant.
that will help you.
I highly recommend checking out whatever random stuff is lying around.
Who knows? You might get a
Might be a
magic kazoo.
Could be relevant.
Fucking unbelievable.
So from the doorway, I can see a wall of thorns.
It's not because Nate's in a room that's sort of next to yours. You can't quite see like a wall of thorns. You can see out and see Cal standing in front of a golem that Milk's just run away from. There's this burning wall of fire. It's like a sort of cylinder of fire. The fog cloud's still there. Is the fog cloud still there?
No, it's sorry, I forgot to mention. It disappeared. It's concentration, and so is the wall of thorns.
The fog cloud is just basically...
Isn't the wall of thorns cast from the instrument, and therefore you don't have to concentrate on it?
You still need to concentrate on things from things. That's my mistake,
right.
but yes.
Okay.
But yes, the fog cloud dissipates, and you can see P standing in the middle of the space with the sword ready to go. But yeah, you are right there.
So there's one golem free in it, and then presumably I can hear the other one next to me.
You can hear the other one because it's less than 20 feet away from you, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cast a fireball inside the wall of thorns.
Cool.
And I'm gonna upcast that as a 5th level spell.
So you'd have to step out of the room to aim. You can't see this fireball, so you have to be able to see where the fireball goes? Because you can't see through that total cover.
It's not a.
No,
It's just.
read out the first line. Often in the first line.
No, it just says a bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point you choose within range.
You choose. That's what point you choose means you haven't got to see it. So you can literally go, whoop, and it goes flying into the wall of thorns and just explodes inside there. No problem at all.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's 10d6 for that one.
Hang on, it gets to roll a save. Let's not,
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere.
Got to be a 17 dex
thorns?
save, but it's wrapped in thorns.
But it's
yeah.
not paralyzed or anything, is it? So.
No, it's not paralyzed.
And it's a 20-foot circle, isn't it?
20-foot circle.
It can't. Yeah, unless it breaks out the thorns, it can't get away from it.
No, but it gets a dex save because that's how the spell works. So it gets a dex save. That is just a thing that happens. Dex save doesn't mean you leave the sphere of the spell. You just get a dex save to take half damage.
Nice.
I will tell you now, it gets advantage on dexterity saves because it is a magical. It gets advantage against magical effects, and it has a -1 to dexterity. And I rolled a 16 and a 19, so it passes half damage.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll roll that 10d6 in a second because I'm going to action surge and cast fireball again.
You can't cast two spells in one turn.
But it's a different action.
It's not.
It's-
You can't
it's
cast two
an action
spells
surge,
in
isn't
one
it?
turn. As a fighter, you can attack in a turn and cast a spell in a turn, but you can't cast two spells in one turn.
No, I was hoping I could get around that rule.
Sorry.
All right.
You could actually surge and go and hit the other one.
You could.
No, I think I'm going to save it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't action surge then. I'll probably just save it
That's fine.
and take full cover
Back inside the room.
nearer to these items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inside the room.
So you sort of
And
lean
then
out, fire the fireball out, and massive explosion, and lean back into the room, and then take cover next to these items. No problem.
Oh lord, we'll have to get some digital data. Oh,
Can I
what's
say,
the point
from
of
Nate's
having-
point of view, Nate's in a room which just has like thorns on the door, and suddenly there's a massive explosion behind the thorn. So Nate's like, bloody hell!
Now, I will say that fireballs do have a 40-foot diameter because it's 20-foot radius. So it will explode out more than the Wall of Thorns. Is the Wall of Thorns affected by this? I mean, I imagine it's a magical effect. I imagine it's not.
Don't think so.
But as you're sort of, yeah, this is a cool kazoo, there's something, a massive explosion, you like lean back into the wall, and just this tongue of flame just whoosh, like flies out from the door, nearly singeing you.
I'm looking at the kazoo like, that's a weird spell. Thorns and fire. Wow. All right.
Fine.
Gonna be really disappointed next time he uses that.
That's 38 points of fire damage.
Half?
Oh, no, halved, so it'd be
19.
whatever
19.
half is. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking shite.
19.
Not bad.
Well, you've got one of them below half hit point. Good. Right. That is Anton's turn. You're sort of near the items. Are you, like, opening things? Are you looking at them?
Can I?
Sure.
Then yeah, I assume that they're already smashed from the hand coming in and sweeping in the
I
room.
will say that they are because it's just, that's it. Just smash one of the vitrines, and there was a sort of like worried, like, ooh, was the hand sort of stopped and went, no, and pulled itself out. Like, I didn't want to do that.
I think he's gonna quite clearly pick up the clearly magical sword and grab the gem in the other hand and don his shield and stuff and get ready for a bit of a melee fight.
Sure, no problem.
Nice.
Cool. You grab the sword. The sword, as you look at it, it has the symbol of Mistral literally like built into it. It's a beautiful cutlass. And as you grab hold of it, there's a very definite sense of like this is some kind of magical, probably holy artifact. The purple gem, on the other hand, you just hold and go. You have no idea what it's for. It doesn't speak to you in any way.
Pop that in the bag of holding for later.
Keep it in your hand. maybe?
Oh, I'll keep it in my hand then.
Yeah, good. Unbelievable. Right, cool. You grab the 2 magic items and step out of the room. That's absolutely fine.
No, staying in the room.
Oh, okay.
Full cover.
Cool,
Yeah.
cover. Prosperous, the fog cloud has dissipated. Cal is standing next to the golem, just holding her hand over her eyes.
see.
Milk has run up a wall.
I'm just going to run over to the golem, stand probably as close in between it and Cal as I can get.
You can't literally stand in between.
I
the two
know I
of them,
can't stand in between, but I can look like more of a threat.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm going to avert my eyes and attack it twice.
Okay, attack rolls disadvantage, please.
I know. Right, the first one's a 19.
Just hits, yeah.
The second one is a... less than that, 16.
Doesn't hit.
Fine.
First strike, you're looking away, make sure the blinding flashes that come off it as you hit it twice. The first hit actually cuts through. The second, you don't actually break through the crystal at all and do no damage.
That is fine. And I will smite at 3rd level,
Okay.
which is a number of d8s.
That's a lot of D8.
Some. 4. 1, 2,
Plus your divine,
3, 4.
improved divine smite you have anyway. Yeah.
Right, that's 10, 20, 29, 36, add 5, which is 41 points of damage.
41 points of damage. Yep. You chip a huge chunk off it, still not down.
And as a bonus action... so many spells. No one's been hit yet. It's fine. I'll just stand here.
I mean, Milk's been hit.
Yeah, no, but Milk's gone away now. I mean, neither Cal nor I have been hit yet, so we're fine.
Cool. Right. The golem inside the wall of thorns. It can't reach Nate, and it knows it can't. Like, it's tried and it's failed. But it can't see out of the wall of thorns, and they are not intelligent. I'm going to roll an intelligence check for it to see what it does. It's not an action, I'm just checking. It's going to abandon trying to grab Nate out of this room and just move through the wall of thorns. There's a horrible sort of like nails on a chalkboard as it just grinds its way out of this thing and moving into the centre of the room. It looks at Prosperous and Cal in the centre of the room next to its buddy, who does look more damaged than it, and it's going to cast Slow on the 2 of you. Can you please roll me wisdom saving throws?
That's +5 for both of us.
Yep.
That's a 14 for me.
Nope.
Can't do maths. 19.
Cal, you are unaffected by this. Prosperous, you can't use reactions. Your speed is halved and can't make more than 1 attack on your turn. You can take either an action or a bonus action on your turn, but not both.
Fine.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Oh, it'll be gone soon enough.
Yeah. So Prosperous is very clearly, like, Prosperous starts moving slightly slower, like something strange has happened. Lovely. The other golem, seeing that doesn't affect your armor class, does it? Slow.
I think it is -2 to AC.
This isn't the spell slow. It's its ability called slow, which is not the same.
Useful.
Yeah. So it's
Painful.
but Cal is blinded, which I think it means it has advantage on. Is that right?
Yes, it is advantage against blinded people, but I'm trying to present more of a target. I am bigger and I have a bigger sword.
We can make you bigger.
Yeah.
I'll roll intelligence check again, because the smart thing to do is try and take out the weaker one. Sorry, John. To try and take out the one
They're
that
not
is...
very smart.
They're not very smart. It's high enough. I mean, I've given myself a 10, and it has a -2 intelligence rolls, but I'm just checking. Okay, so it's going to sweep out towards Cal and try and punch Cal to death.
At least I won't know it's coming.
It's very philosophical of you.
22 and a 25.
I think they might kind of hit a bit.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, no, I roll with advantage. That's just a 25. And 18.
19 just hits.
Yeah. Cool.
How many hit points have you got, Cal?
52.
Okay.
Aye.
I'm going to add all these up to do it in one big...
Standing next to Prosperous is where one would want to be, isn't it, though?
36 points of damage as both fists just punch Cal to the floor. And these are hefty hits from it as it punches Cal to the floor. So it's blinded and has no idea what's going on.
I can feel that.
You can probably guess.
God. Yeah. Unambiguous punching.
Prosperous, why are you hitting me? And why are your fists so huge and made of crystal? Oh, I see what's happened. Good, right. That is the end of their turn.
Wait, did they all hit Cal?
One cast slay.
Okay.
Right, we're back up to Nate. Nate, you can't see out of the Wall of Thorns.
I think I've heard. Have I heard the?
I mean, it's made of crystal. The moving out was very much sort of as it tries to. Oh, that really hurt to do. As it tries to make its way out. Yeah.
So yeah, in that case, I drop the Wall of Thorns.
Because it's your new kazoo, your new instrument that I'm going to roll with this, and the spells that come out of it. Is there a different kind of magical effect to the spells that come out of it, or is there a certain thematic to it, or is it just you want it happens?
No, there's not a theme. Certainly, okay. It does a bunch of random things. Yeah, I'm not sure if any of the other ones are really that useful at the moment. Probably not.
What other things can you do?
It can. So that the Wall of Thorns is 6th level. It can protection from good of evil.
That's good.
Good and evil. Levitate, invisibility, fly, cure wounds at 1st level, and control weather.
Ooh.
Couple
just a few.
Yeah. Cool.
We're going to be on a boat though. Like that'll be really handy.
Yeah, definitely.
So
what are you gonna do?
But yeah, I don't think anything else that's really useful here, unfortunately.
Well, you've also grabbed the Ring of Spell Storing. You know what it is because these things have a certain thing about them.
Yeah.
Levitate one of the golems.
That's actually a really good idea.
It wouldn't be able to hit and stuff. It'd just be bopping around.
It's not bad. I wasn't even thinking about levitating other things.
Levitating an enemy is a really, really good tactic because if it can't bounce off things...
I mean, you could drop the Wall of Thorns and levitate the golem.
That's what he's doing. He's already got the Wall of Thorns.
Yeah.
Then I could fire it into some fire. Just leave it there.
Levitating up, getting bashed around like a big floating. What's going on?
So yeah, I've dropped the Wall of Thorns. I've kind of come out, I've popped my head out the door, and I've just got the kazoo up again. I just point it at the what? Hang on, where are the two of them?
Both golems have stepped into more into the center of the space. One is currently beating on Cal, and the other one has stepped forward and clearly cast a spell. It didn't do like arcane parts. It just stared at Cal and Prosperous, and the air around them slowed briefly, then snapped out of it.
Password, please.
Does one of them? Does one of them look more beat up than the other?
Yes, the one that Prosperous hit a few times before it started punching Cal looks like big chunks of it have been torn off.
Okay, I will go for the one that is less beat up.
Which is the one that was in the Wall of Thorns, yes, so it's not looking at you right now.
And yeah, I just point the kazoo at it and just...
Oh no. Is there a saving throw?
Let's have a look.
There must be a saving throw.
I don't think it's designed to be used on enemies.
Doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't say the words willing creature anywhere in it, doesn't matter.
Constitution saving throw.
There we go. +5. 13. Advantage on this. 13 is the highest I rolled. Even with advantage. Terrible.
So what? Oh, right. That no, it doesn't pass then. This is 17.
It starts floating up into the air. It's 20.
The target can only move, yeah. So how high is the ceiling in here?
100 feet.
Oh, right, okay, fine.
So it just... Please, someone shout, now that's an elevator. Anyway, it doesn't matter who it is. Just... Is it... It starts moving up.
Pod racing.
Yeah.
Suddenly this golem just floats into the end, looking confused and not sure what's going on. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Good. Great. Awesome. Milk. You're halfway up a wall. A golem floats up and it's sort of an eye height with you across the room.
It's good. This is about my speed. I love it. This is great. I'm a little bit torn because that looks like a fun thing to try, like a balloon at a party, to try and
Push things
pop
down this
back
block.
into the big column of fire that's still there and then just let it burn to death. That is amusing option 1, but amusing option 2 is to deal with Captain Cal, who's low on hit points and can't see, by polymorphing her into a giant crab. So, as ever, Milk is faced with the hard choices in life.
I will again remind you that they are immune to damage that isn't magical, and a giant crab
But
is
they're
not
not immune to grappling, which it can grapple 2 creatures of, which would, again, the
Can it
column
grapple
of fire.
2 large creatures?
1 with each pincer, baby.
Okay. Okay.
Turn Asher.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a great choice. I love it. Okay, I feel like the energy in the room is, sorry, Captain Cal, but unless you're unwilling.
Are you unwilling, Cal?
As long as it's clear that it's Milk.
All right, well then let's hear how Milk
some
convinces
reason.
you this is a good idea.
I perhaps just, as Melinoe kind of floats through the space somewhere, just have her kind of loll past you slightly and go, just go with it. It's good for all of us. Kind of drift away.
I mean, as we've established, Melinoe can't
Very
speak, so that
convincing.
would mean Melinoe floats past Cal, who currently can't see. But Cal, all you hear is, wah!
Well, in her own voice, Mel can't speak, but she does luckily have voice of the chain
she can
master.
speak in your voice, so
I can
Milk
speak.
floats past, and you just get Milk's voice floating weirdly next to you, saying that, followed by, wah!
Followed by wah.
It's more convincing with the first part rather than just the wow, I must say.
You had me at wow. That's
Yes. That is the noise that tells you that fun is happening, Captain Cal. You feel a jolt of energy to you unless you're going to resist it.
No.
And you find yourself transformed into a huge giant crab as the beast you might want to
Still blind.
look
I
up.
was going to say.
But the giant crab has blind sight, which is why I chose
Oh!
it. Here for thinking.
You are incredible.
Chris, can I just
You're welcome.
ask?
Yeah.
Technically, the magic sword is still in there, in the giant crab, and I'm still concentrating on the spell.
You gotta have magic pincers.
Okay. Magic weapon is cast on a weapon. Does that weapon, if the creature is polymorph? No, because the creature polymorphs and their weapons
just
absorb
absorbed,
into
didn't they?
them. Would that mean that the magic weapon effect absorbs into the crab, so the crab's claws are magical? I don't know.
I would feel
it's
like
a
it
magic
would.
crab, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it would.
Rule of thumb.
I'm going to check sage advice briefly because I think it's important.
Illogical to me. It's fun, and then there's serious things about the reality of turning into a giant crab. Like, this
we go.
isn't something to be
Right.
frivolous about. This is
Right.
If you're polymorphed, the stat block of the creature you're polymorphed into will determine which attacks are considered magical or not. So,
Shame.
shame.
But it's a spell. Okay.
Crabs are magical creatures, that's all.
Some crabs. Good.
believe you have blind sight and grappling, and to like red are just.
And 161 hit points just for
How
spending.
much?
Those, I need
161.
those.
Yeah, so have a nice
How
time.
big is
man.
this fucking crab?
It's huge, man. It's like really huge. And it can go swimming.
Giant crab, why did you thought it'd be like, 20 meters.
Is it just called giant crab? When I
I
look it up?
genuinely
Huge,
assumed
huge
that
giant
we were
crab.
talking like a giant
Giant
crab,
crab.
like, the size of a dog or the size of maybe.
No, it's a huge
inch-
beast, man. It's like 30 feet or whatever that size is. It's gross. It's
Yeah,
massive.
that wouldn't be a
It's
huge crab, that'd be a dog-sized crab.
great. Yeah.
So suddenly, over half the room is filled by an absolutely humongous crab that just whoomph, appears out of nowhere and just is right there, filling the room.
With really fetching gold glitter like, on its bits, obviously.
So actually, hang on. How tall are you then? Because the levitating thing's levitating at 20 feet.
Oh,
so if
a
you're
huge
tall
creature
enough,
has more than enough reach to grab a floating.
well, it's
That's
more than
fine.
it can attack you.
Well, yeah, but that's not right.
160 hit points.
It's probably not a problem, actually. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Well, Cal, it's your turn. You have blind sight, so
Oh, I can see, sort of. Oh, okay.
you're gonna try and grapple both of them.
And grapple. Yes, although I think I'm on the wrong stat block because this huge giant crab stat block that I've got does not have grapple.
It's down in claw.
Oh, you have to attack it, and then that counts as a grapple.
Okay. Oh, yes, okay. So
Yeah.
I see it now. Yes.
That's
So
it.
make me 2 attack rolls. I didn't get to defend against this.
Or 1, I would think.
Why
Right?
2? Yeah.
Just 1 attack.
Yeah, it can grapple 2, but it can only make 1 attack on its turn.
Okay. Godzilla style.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Slow motion.
Yeah. We'll grab one at a time. Okay, that
You mean-
is a 21 on the first one, and I'm going to go for the.
Well, you're
I'm
going to
gonna
get 1 attack. So yeah, 21. Are you grabbing the one that's on the ground? Or are you grabbing the one that's
I'm going
floating
to go
through
for
the
the one
air?
that's on the ground. Yeah.
Okay. Roll me damage because you hit it.
Is it grappled and restrained?
Actually, hang on. You don't do damage to it. We just
It's got
established
an
this.
escape DC.
Yeah, in which case you don't do damage to it because your attacks
it's
don't
not
do damage. It's not
magical,
magical.
yes,
But you do
yes.
grab hold of it. You just grab hold of it.
Yes.
And I will say,
It's-
as part of your movement, you are very welcome to place it in the fire. Just
No, the fire's gone. Different spot.
sorry. Okay, so you just it's grappled. Do you lift it off the ground?
Yeah. I mean, would that help? It can't reach anyone. No, I want. I want to keep it near Prosperous, but then is grappling it irrelevant? I want Prosperous.
It's
to be able to
restrained,
hit
so it makes
it.
attacks a disadvantage. So
Okay, yeah, no,
No,
in
it's
that
not
case,
restrained. Sorry,
not
I was
restrained,
asking.
just grappled.
If it was, it's
grappled.
just grappled.
it's just held. Okay, cool. Then yeah, it's there. Just you're holding it in place, and there's this sort of weird point where a golem looks up at a huge crab, and they're not smart enough to know that this is incongruous. So it's just aha. This is the problem now. Like that's all. That is all that they're thinking. They have no context beyond that point.
Can I?
Incorrect password.
All this.
Can I, for flavour, like grab it and like just like lie it down?
Yeah, of course you can.
Just like there, stick.
It's you playing with toys, going, and now you are asleep.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to go. This is incongruous.
Still next to Prosperous.
Anton, you step out into. Are you stepping out into the space?
Yeah,
a
and I'm
massive
gonna
crab,
shout, P!
Yeah.
It's gonna feel weird, but trust me, and then I'm gonna cast Enlarge.
But now I'm really slow and really big.
It's a kaiju battle! We've done it!
Yes!
Yeah, go ahead. P, do you accept this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what does that mean? What does it
So
mean, Anton?
You grow from medium to large.
Yes.
So Anton's just gonna put his hand out. Because he's still holding this purple orb. He's got his hands full. So he's just gonna show you this purple orb. And then you'll feel like a beat in your heart as you start to grow from medium to large.
Is it a gift? Can I have it? I say really slowly.
The gift was inside you all as you grow.
It's very shiny.
You get advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and your weapon also grows to match the size of your new size, so
Even
it's still as
bigger!
big as you. And it deals an extra D4. Your weight and size is multiplied by 8.
Yeah, because of volume. That makes sense.
And so the sword is 8 times bigger.
The sword is 8 times heavier. It is twice
Heavier.
as big. This,
It's now like
Sorry, right.
the size of, I don't know, like a I don't know.
car. It's the size of a car.
Already the size of a small car, like it was pretty big.
Yeah.
It's just an extra D4, but
Anton,
None of us-
as you reach out and
cars.
cast this spell on Prosperous, just swells up. The purple gem that you are holding onto twitches.
no.
You can feel it's trying to leave your grasp.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna keep holding on to that. That's creepy.
Okay. Make me a contested grapple.
Oh,
Fight that gem.
oh, that's not good. That's a 10.
I rolled an 11. It flips out of your hands and just goes flying off towards Prosperous.
Oh, it was a gift. It's shiny and it's mine.
Large and slow, is that what that is? The gem flies out towards Prosperous, and it's flying directly towards your sword, Prosperous.
I hold my sword up as if it is a giant cricket bat.
It does look quite a lot like a cricket bat. Don't break the magic items.
It's flying towards. It's flying directly towards your sword. It's not flying towards the blade, obviously. It's flying towards like the hilt, your hands.
Am I supposed to try and catch it? Anton!
I'm saying this.
Why are you throwing things at me? I like it though, it's shiny.
Anton's run back into the room to get cut his losses.
I mean, I can't do anything. I don't have a bonus action. I only have one attack. Like, I'm just going to stand here as this purple gem flies towards the sword.
The gem will fly towards the sword and will land on the hilt. And where it impacts the hilt, it will just sort of... Like, there's a very audible... As it sort of... attaches itself to the sword.
Well, I guess it's there now.
It's probably a parasite. You should probably get rid of it. It's probably...
Weird symbiotic gem.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, hit the
Golem that's floating in midair that you can now reach because you are large, or the one that the humongous crab has grabbed and gone, no, you're asleep now, and put on the floor.
I want to hit the one that's levitating in midair because I can probably knock it and it'll float, and this seems like a lot of fun.
Definitely.
To slow, large, prosperous.
So you take it and just wind up a massive baseball hit and just one attack against the floating one, just one big old swing of your ridiculous
It's going to be
sword.
disappointing if I don't hit it. I've rolled a natural 20.
Yay! Well timed.
Now there is a god. Right, good. Go for it.
I will put is this the more damaged one or the less damaged one?
This is the more damaged one.
I'll put
No, sorry, this is the less damaged one. This one still has more hit points. Still over half health.
I'll put a second level smite into it because it's a natural 20, so I get all these dice, and I never get to roll all these dice.
When you are rolling the damage, as you strike, the purple gem just attached itself to your sword. You can feel it. It has a personality. And this gem is excited. It really wants to hit the thing. It's like a small dog. Add an extra d8, so... Because it's...
Two more d8.
Two
To
more
hit
d8.
or to damage?
To damage.
Oh, nice.
How many dice is that?
Wow.
Oh my
I don't own
God.
that many dice.
Many.
Don't forget your extra d4 for your size as well.
I've added those in. 10. Right, hang on. I get to re-roll all of those, so we'll do those in a sec. This is too many dice, Chris.
It's not my fault. I didn't make this character.
20. 30. 40, 48, 50, 56, 59, 63, 69, add 5, which is 74 points of damage.
Holy shit.
Did I kill it?
Can you describe the baseball bat style thwack you give it as this sort of, the energy from this purple crystal has an almost like pet dog style vibe? It's like, yeah, hit it, and and it's like getting really involved. There's no verbalizing. It just feels like a sort of happy dog. Like it's just excited that you've hit the thing and it wants to help you hit the thing and it's excited about hitting things.
Did I kill it?
No.
Then I just whack it and propel it across the room.
Just
Whack.
and it
How
just
far does it go?
well, technically it doesn't go anywhere because of the rules of the game. But I'm going to say that it does one of the. Do you remember the Puss in Boots constant like arms and legs wide just across the room as it just gets baseball batted all the way across the room, just flying through the air.
That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. That was a great time.
Well, if it get, I ask how far it goes because if it goes more than 60 feet away from me, it's not levitating anymore.
Look,
Room's not that big.
for a rule of cool, if nothing else, thwack, and it goes flying to the air, and suddenly just it's not levitating further, and just skadoosh, just lands in a pile of wreckage, just hits the deck, and you can see it just slowly picking itself up out of the wreckage. I made wisdom saving throw because you were within 10 feet of it when you hit it.
That's a 24.
You are not blinded by it.
Do you also need me to roll for the slow?
Yes, roll me a wisdom save at the end of your turn for the slow as well, please.
That's a 23.
Yeah, you also shake off the slow. You know, it's giant prosperous.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so big, and it. Yes, this is the Anton. Can you cast this every day?
Giant crab's thinking you look kind of normal size.
Right, the golem that's currently grappled is.
So it's prone, is it?
It's not
It's
prone.
not
The
mechanically
rules as written, it
prone,
can't
I
be
just
made
really like
prone.
it.
But
It's a DC 14.
I think it's going to try and break out of the grapple. I mean,
It's quite strong, isn't it?
yeah, like
probably gonna do
that's
fine,
what
like-
it would do. It would break
Yeah.
out of the grapple.
Like, I'm not. Yeah, it's actually that
No,
strong.
I'll give it an intelligence check. No, it's too dumb. It tries to
What
break
else?
out of the grapple.
What else
Seems
is it
reasonable.
gonna do?
It rolls a
What's it-
20 odd, so it
dumb.
pulls
Yeah.
the claws off itself and steps back, and that is the end of its turn. The one that was thrown through the air is going to pull itself out of the wreckage, and that one has cast slow, so it can't do it. The other one has. That one is going to run up. It's going to attack either Prosperous or the giant crab. Now, Prosperous, you beefed it across the room, but it is fast. So it's going to run across the room. It's either going to go straight for Prosperous or for the crab. I'll roll for it. Go to Prosperous. It's going to run straight towards Prosperous and try and hit you.
Entirely fair, just a huge amount of damage to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would hit me as well if I were it.
I would hit you as well. I'm sorry, I'm not like.
28 and a 27.
Yes, those will both hit.
Resounding hits as these two now creatures the same size bash into each other for dominance. Very Godzilla Kaiju. 12, 13 plus 6, 19 points of damage.
I don't think I'm
and that's
hitting
terrible.
the. I don't think I'm hitting it for dominance. I just don't want it to die, or
It's
for it to
30
kill
total.
anyone else.
19 and 11. 30 total. 2 big heavy hits on you. Right, that is the end of their turn. They look fucked. Nate, you've probably just in your room get this lovely sort of like through the door frame vignette snapshot of this utter insanity happening outside.
Yeah. Like how messed up do they look now?
The one that was grappled looks pretty messed up. The one that's currently in sort of a power struggle with Prosperous also looks pretty messed up. They both look really badly damaged.
Okay. I'm going to use. Oh no, that's not.
So many spells.
I know.
So do I do 2d6 and 2d8 every attack now?
Yeah. No, 1d. Oh, so you Divine Smite as well. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beastie.
You are a wrecking machine, and it has a secondary ability. Which you don't know about.
But what?
Ooh.
But what?
Fetch.
Fetch.
It is quite canine. It's quite dog-like. Yeah.
I'm going to cast Ice Knife at 5th level.
Oh,
Nice.
bloody
There
hell.
are other things in range if it explodes. The Nice Knife exploding will hurt either Prosperous or the crab. Crab looks fine,
Crab
though.
will be fine.
Oh,
Hurt the crab.
Please hurt the crab.
Healthy crab.
It's a healthy crab.
It's got hit points to burn.
Yeah.
160.
I want to use them just because it's the novelty of having them. I'm like,
Yeah. I think. So if I hit the giant crab a bit, that's okay. I think.
Yeah.
So you throw an ice knife at the golem that broke through the grapple. That's fine. What do I have to roll?
It's just aiming for the crab now.
So it's
What kind of saving throw?
Dex saving throw.
Oh, that's terrible. Disadvantage is a -1. I rolled an 11 and a 1, so that's a 10.
No.
Yeah.
Needs to be a 15.
Yeah.
So 2d6 and then 3, 4, 5d6.
Mm-hmm.
4.
What does the giant crab need to do?
15.
She is currently
Oh
adding.
man, 21. 26.
The ice knife hits it and just explodes, and there's this sort of again brief flash of light, and then just like it is surrounded by shards of ice. The explosion radius of the shards of ice. What does that do?
Sorry, say that again. Oh yeah, the explosion radius. They take a 1d10.
Any kind of
Oh
saving
no,
throw?
sorry. My mistake.
Oh no.
It was an attack roll to hit. The saving throw was for the explosion. Sorry.
Aha. Make the attack roll to hit.
That's an 18.
Just hits.
Just right.
17's its AC. So yeah, you still can do the damage.
Sorry. So ignore the previous thing entirely.
Yeah.
My bad. So then 10.
Okay, so no 26 points of damage.
No.
So glad we know the rules.
Right, so actually, the damage from the knife is only 2.
What?
2?
Yeah, because it's just 1d10.
Okay, it takes
Even
2 points of
though
damage.
casting it at 5th level, the actual piercing damage of the knife is only it's 1d10. I rolled a 2.
It's the shards for everyone.
But the explosion from the shards was the 5d6 that I rolled.
And that
previously.
happens to the creature within as well as the crab.
Yes.
Okay, so 26 points of damage to you, Crab Cal.
Oh no, Shamley gets to make a save as well.
I
Crowd.
rolled
Yeah.
14, which I think was under your DC, if I recall.
A
DC was
14 or a
right?
15?
I rolled
15.
14.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Tragically failed a saving throw. Just feel all these icy shards on my tough exoskeleton, and I'm like, I love having an exoskeleton.
Yeah, the golem. I mean, it's now it's parts of it have fallen off. It looks an absolute wreck, but you haven't destroyed it yet.
See, since I can, as a Triton, speak to anything that can breathe water.
Yep.
Can I speak to Cal?
Yep.
So I got there.
Otherwise, oh my gosh.
I gather that. Why am I'm not talking like Cal.
Hi. Hey.
Yeah, I hear that most crabs like their exoskeletons too.
Oh, what?
Milk.
It's usually the favourite bit of the body.
I love being a crab.
Milk, you're halfway up a wall.
If I was to sort of similarly, I don't know, if I had a 20-foot radius danger zone, could I get the golem in it and as few of my colleagues as possible? Could I get them? I don't so much mind the crab, but I would mind everyone else.
Well, Nate and Anton are currently out of the way. You're up a wall. Prosperous is wrestling one of the golems and Cal the giant crab. So, what are you trying to do? Talk me through it.
I wanted to cast a fireball at one of the golems.
If
but I
you
was trying to
cast
see
a
if it was-
fireball at the one that P is fighting, you could probably angle it, but you'd still hit the crab. If you cast it at the other one, you'd probably still hit the crab, but you wouldn't hit any of your allies.
I don't mind hitting the crab. The crab has got a lot of hit points and can go knocking stuff over if it wants. But
Do you?
I don't want to hit Prosperous.
You don't want to hit Prosperous. Then, in which case, the one that just got ice knifed is probably your best target. It has 6 hit points, mate. You don't need to do anything too strong.
Oh, right. Oh, in that case, I'll just Eldritch Blast the mofo.
I mean, if you push the one that's with me 10 feet away, would I get an attack of opportunity
Force
on that?
movement. No, you wouldn't.
Ah, shame.
Would it be helpful that if you weren't wrestling with it?
I think that shrug means give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm going to kill the other one then. Just leave Prosperous to do what Prosperous do best. So I'm going to make 3 attack rolls. Oh, I got a 26 on the first one, which means I'm probably going to hit it, right?
Yes, you are. Roll me the damage on that one first.
So the damage on that one is 11.
Yep, you destroy it. The first Eldritch Blast launches out and just the crystal shards smash all over the place, and it is gone. It is done.
Busy day. 24 on the second one.
Yeah, you
now
target the other one.
and a 24 again.
Yeah, all 3 of them hit.
I could have done with that earlier. Well, I'll blast that a good 20 feet away from Prosperous just for the aesthetics of the thing, and then 26 off those 2.
Cool. You smash it back. It stumbles back heavily. It's not entirely taken out yet. It's 20 feet away from Prosperous. Looking pretty badly hurt, but not entirely out yet. Crab cow. Crow.
Loving it. I was feeling really bad. I was feeling really injured. I was in a lot of pain, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm a crab. So I would like to grapple.
Cool. You won't damage it. You'll just grapple it and hold it down.
Just grapple, please. Just for fun. I just want to
You could,
grapple just 'cause I'm
FYI,
fun.
having done that as a thing, you can use the shove action, I think, to knock it prone, and that means whoever hits it next will get advantage on the roll if they're stood next to it. If I'm right, DM.
Is that
it
the
would
same
need
as
to
if it's
use an
grappled?
action to shove it, and then you could knock it prone. Yes, that's fine.
Is that better than being grappled?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
So that's just basically a strength check, right?
Yeah, you roll an athletics check, and it rolls athletics or acrobatics. It will roll athletics. 12.
11.
Roll better, Chamonix!
It was one giant crab claw. Instead of grabbing it this time, you go for just like a conk on the head, just like a sort of karate chop style. And as you do, it just like it doesn't move. You just crunched into its head and nothing happened. Anton.
Okay. It's chromatic orb time, baby.
All right.
Let's just do a nice 3rd level. Yeah, we'll cast it. Oh, you know what? We'll just cast it at 4th.
Okay.
It's
It's not like we're going to do anything else today.
Yeah, it's not
No,
like we're in
probably
a
not.
deadly dungeon or anything.
Oh, well, we're having a long rest after this game.
We need to sit down.
Ooh, that's an 18.
Yeah, hits
Hit
it.
it.
Yeah. You hit it.
Oh,
What kind of damage
great.
is it?
All right. It's acid,
Sure.
because it's metal.
It's not
So
metal, it's made of crystal.
68. Crystal. It'll still burn. Everything burns.
Wow.
Got quite a dark side, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm lovely as peaches, guys.
Yeah, Peach is on fire!
Oh no.
Actually,
all right,
if you,
that's
if you
68.
grill
I think.
peaches, they are quite nice. So
That's true, that is true.
So it's still peachy, boys. Alright, so that is maths. 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus 7 is 18 points of acid damage, please.
2 hit points left.
that's fine. I can sort that out.
Yeah.
Can handle that.
So,
Got that.
yeah, you run out and acid burn it as well, and it is looking like it's not quite on the ground, but it is like there's very little of it left. Anton, anything else? Bonus actions?
How far away from me is it?
If you stepped out and it was not 20 feet away from Prosperous, I would say it's about 30 feet away from you.
You know what? Let's just action surge and stab it with my rapier, which you said acts magically.
That is true. Go on.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, then let's just go for it, shall we?
Do it. Make it that attack roll.
Oh, that rolled from a 20 to a 2 very quickly. That's 9. That does not. Oh wait, I've got portent dice.
You have to say it before you roll.
Oh, do you? Okay then, never mind.
Just run up and just ping, and the rapier does that lovely bend that you know it can do, but doesn't actually impact or do anything.
Right in the thigh. Huzzah!
It's just standing there.
Aww.
Prosperous.
What do I think the other thing the sword can do is, Chris?
As you're holding your sword, it's about 20 feet away from you. I couldn't have planned this better myself. You reckon that this gem gives you an idea. Would you like to throw your sword?
You mean like Thor's hammer?
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, you probably have to. I mean, Thor's hammer is a hammer, so it flies in a straight line. This is probably more of a boomerang or something.
I mean, a two-handed boomerang, but sure.
Yeah. So
why not?
Two-handed, giant Prosperous just, and the sword scythes through the air and starts to spin and will cut and then come back. 20 foot is still a normal roll. It has 20 foot, 60 foot range.
I've rolled a non-natural 20.
Yeah.
Still pretty badass.
Yeah.
Which is...
It has 2 hit points. I mean,
Is it more than 2?
That's 22 points of damage.
as the
Is that
sword.
more than 2?
Do you want to describe the scything throw? Is it just like a...
I think I throw it and it chops its head off, and then I grab it. Probably. I go to grab it with one hand, and I'm like, no, that's a bad idea.
Your gigantic... Oh god! It's getting dragged away by it.
Have to work on that landing.
Also, this looks more impressive because at the moment,
It's
I and the sword
gigantic,
and the
yeah.
side larger.
Yeah. Anton, I don't think you have the wherewithal to duck. It's just... You look up and the head's gone and this giant sword just scything back into Prosperous' arms.
Who looks really happy.
And she's his rapier.
Very thin, small rapier. Yes. And with that dick reference, we're going to end for today. That's where that's going. Good.
That dick reference. Fuck me.
Why?
And we'll pick up there next time because we're out of time. I can't help it. That's just the way it is.
That's not what I was saying why to.
All right. Well,
So wholesome this episode.
I mean, yeah, we haven't made 100
filth.
snob gags. And,
No.
They were just in there.
we're in a mood tonight. That was ridiculous. I don't know what I enjoyed more, the magic item wherewithal or the giant crab for no good reason. Yeah.
No
That
good
whole
reason.
fight. There was 3 good reasons.
I was
Hit
gonna
points,
die.
blind sight, and grappling, man.
Oh,
It
and the
was,
crab.
Anyway,
right.
we are very tight on time, so allow me to complete. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Very kind of you to watch our very serious game. We'll be continuing the adventure from there next week, where hopefully they'll delve a little deeper beneath the city and find out some more plot. Yes, we play every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT. Continues through to the end of 2020, and then there'll be a new campaign starting in 2021. We also have other shows. We've just started a new show. We have a Tuesday slot, 7 till 10 GMT again, also shared with twitch.tv/DND, where Emma is currently DMing Legends of Theros. Do you want
No, it's called Theros, Legends of the Underworld.
Whatever. Like, it's I play in it. I hit things with my axe in that game. It's great fun. Yes.
Yes, join us as we, work 5 people who've ended up in the underworld, accidentally, maybe, and now trying to work their way back out.
All of those shows are streamed at Roll Together RPG. That's twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. Our content's often hosted at twitch.tv/D&D, and you can find all our content archived on YouTube. There's a longer link there, so you can find that in the Twitch chat right now, if the moderator pops it in. You can support us in many other ways. We're on Twitter at RollTogetherRPG. We're on Instagram at RollTogetherRPG. We're on Facebook at RollTogetherRPG. Do follow us and join us and support us as much as you can. Thank you very much, please. Thank you. Big thanks to our sponsors Ultra Pro and Hero Forge, ultrapro.com and heroforge.com, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Other Champions of Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi. You probably have another 30 seconds or so to say hello in chat to win this lovely character sheet wallet from Ultra Pro. UK address holders only, so we can post it to you. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I think that's it from all of us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all lovely players, and see you all next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Crab and bye.